Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you guys can hear me. All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so you guys can hear me. Amazing, amazing. I'm gonna share this live real quick. Send it out. Celine, how you doing? You know, um, I'm going to allow some people to come in. But ladies and gentlemen, today I want to focus on the People's National Party and their commitment. They have committed to change in Jamaica in a very impactful and transformative way. I'm kind of sick and tired of the distractions of talking about the labor rights. Them, to be quite honest with you, I am truly I'm over it. You know, truly over it. I'm gonna be live on TikTok as well, and live on Bolo, Bvrclips, right? So just give me a second. I try to organize myself. And I apologize. You guys can come in, take on the time, come in and say hi and say on the hellos. And don't forget to hit the like button, guys, please. For those who go above and beyond and donate, pick up on yourself, the few that do. I appreciate you so much. You know yourselves. I don't care if it's $5, $10, $20, $40, $100. Whatever you are able to donate to the platform, and you see it fit to do so, I appreciate it. All right, because trust me, this thing is expensive, lah. Equipment alone. Quebec City in Canada. Tyrone, big up yourself. Guys, tell me where you guys are watching from, man. Tell me where you guys are watching from. Let's go. Yeah, let me know where you guys are listening from, watching from. I'm live right now. Boom. Yeah, man, we're going to focus on what the PMP has planned for our beautiful country. And, people can decide whether or not these plans are actually aligned with how they want to, where they want Jamaica to go, Because that is the bottom line. What is your vision for Jamaica as a citizen of this beautiful country? Are you pleased with where we are currently at after being after turning 63 years old as a country? Are you pleased with where we're at? And some of these questions I'm asking, I would love to hear from you guys in the comment section about that. Are you guys pleased? Are you guys pleased with where we're at as a country? Is it fulfilling? Is it did it exceed your expectations? And if you're going to just judge the current administration based off their manifesto, do you actually know the manifesto? Did they accomplish what they said they would have accomplished? And if did they even come close? At the end of the day, for me, guys, this is where I'm at with it. We, the people, have to hold our government officials to account, because at the end of the day, we are the ones that are more severely affected. One, when we hear their commitments or promises and they are not fulfilled, emotionally and spiritually, it breaks a lot of us. Karen, what are you doing? So I want to challenge the people of Jamaica to hold our government to account, ladies and gentlemen. It is high time that we actually do that. All right, so let me add the live over here. On here. When did I start a live? I didn't start a live. That's crazy. All right, here we go. All right, my wonderful people. on Bolo Bvrclips. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. If you're watching the replay, make sure that you go ahead and click the like button. If you're watching the replay, for those coming in live and you're seeing me, if you want to see me, guys, you can come on Bolo Bvrclips. Alright, but if you want to see the actual presentation, you stay on Bolo VNR 2.0. Alright, let's get it. One more thing. I forgot live on TikTok. Yeah, man, me I work with the TikTokers them today. No? Yeah, man, me I work with the TikTokers them today. We have to, we gotta do this, man. We gotta do this. You know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, let me play this. This is how we want to start the show right here. Big up, Mr. Will Rattigan. You know, shout out to the whole team. You know, head boy, make we talk with Jeffrey Tarares, you know, Kevin, you know, and the production. Big them up. Alright, make sure that you guys go back to Reasoning with Rattigan and go and subscribe. Alright.
Let me put this on and see if it took, because it wasn't playing a while ago. Let me see. It's playing.
Being a hero requires great sacrifice for others. For others, not just ourselves.
Alright. It's playing. What was that? I'm hearing it. You on...
It's good.
It's you on Jeffrey, because I can't...
To our program, just that's new long. There's just
Yeah, I had Float Spirit and the program that we do. We're going to play.
Towards that vision. That would continue just an sacrifice.
Think. Here we go.
True meaning of being a hero. Being a hero requires great sacrifice for others. For others, not just ourselves. We learn about the heroes of Jamaica's past and how much of themselves and their lives they had to give in building a nation we should be proud to call home. They believed in a Jamaica that was more than just a country, more than just an island, more than land surrounded by water. They believed in a dream of a free nation of people. A nation built on the foundation of their sacrifices. A nation of many people working as one. A nation that will continue to produce legends and nation builders that serve towards that vision. As children, we were also taught the national pledge, a solemn promise, an undertaking. I would like to believe Sir Hugh Sherlock, while writing this pledge, understood the vision and dreams of our heroes. It's clear being a hero is too much to ever ask any one citizen. Luckily, the pledge does not require heroics of any of us. It merely asks that we honor our heroes by striving to advance our nation and ultimately inspire the world, like they and many Jamaicans have done. It's important we remember those words. These words. Before God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart, the wisdom and courage of my mind, the strength and vigor of my body in service of my fellow citizens. I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace, to work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. on this land? Maybe you will remember saying those words, singing that song in a classroom or some general assembly. If so, like me, you made a pledge. Somehow it seems like many of us have forgotten that. The crime and violence, the indiscipline and short-sightedness, the corruption, the lack of respect for our beautiful lands we are blessed with, and the waters that surround and nurtures us. We have to do better. Let us honor our heroes so that they would not have sacrificed so much in vain. I hope this video can make a difference to even one soul. If so, it would all be worth it. If you feel the way I do, share it. May my voice become yours. Thanks for watching.
So, to my people, my brothers, my sisters, my Jamaican brothers and sisters, the young ones, and I include the young ones in this. When you listen to that pledge, when you listen to the voice of the narrator, and you listen to the questions he has asked, do you think that our leaders are upholding to this pledge that we all pledged when we were in school, that we all pledged, you know, from a very, very young age coming up till now? Do you believe that our leaders are upholding this? Our present leaders right now, do you believe that? Let me know in the comment section if you believe that they are. Now, Jeffrey Tavares said something here that I want to highlight before I get into the full crux and meat of the matter of this live stream. All right, but this is very important.
I listen to my anthem. It bring a chill. My body just start run cold, and I want to go home. Because you know why? The work that everybody has done in our country, or for fathers or for parents, and now look at us. We're 63 years old, and our people have no water in their pipes. We're 63 years old, and majority of Jamaicans don't have light. We're 63 years old, and Jamaicans have to be still standing in lines at the passport office. We're 63 years old, and Jamaicans have been laying in cardboard, sitting on chairs to get medical help. We're 63 years old, and this nation is fighting. This nation is bleeding from within. We're 63 years old. Can the two political parties in this country truly say they have served the people of this country at 63? Yet they spend millions and millions of dollars on independence celebration grand gala while our people suffer. Is this the birthday that they really want to celebrate for the Jamaican people? You see them in the National Stadium hosting the Jamaican flag. Our flag is black, green, and gold. When they hoist that flag in the National Stadium, it was black, green, and yellow. It begs to ask the question, why are we really allowing these people to continue the way they continue in this country with us? At 63 years old, what have we gained from these political parties in this country? Jamaica is bleeding from within. Many of you may say I'm talking nonsense. That's up to you. That's up to you. Our nation and our people, especially our people, when they go and lay in cardboard boxes and sit on benches and in wheelchairs trying to get medical care, are we truly an independent nation? Are we? The flag should not have yellow in it. It is black, green, and gold. Not yellow. Not yellow. And you can go and check if I think Jeffrey's lying. But of course, we leave everything up to those who are put there to govern us. Sometimes when I listen to my anthem, it brings tears to my eyes. Jamaica can be better. The change that we seek in this nation will not come from the political elite of this country. We, the people, must demand the change that we seek. We, the people, must, in 2025, send a clear message that we need change. We need change in this country. And the change must begin with us. If those who are put there to govern this country can't even see that there is something wrong with our national symbol, the flag from I was growing up have always been black, green, and gold, not black, green, and yellow. And for those who are in the elites of the elites, can't correct it, there is something fundamentally wrong somewhere. And so as we come on air this evening, and that song just played, let us reflect on this nation of ours. We can make a difference. We can make the change that we so seek. Kevin, over to you.
Big up to Jeffrey, Mr. Jeffrey Tavares from Make We Talk TV. You guys make sure y'all go ahead and go and subscribe. Shout out to the people on TikTok. So we're live on TikTok, we're live on YouTube, on two of my platforms. We're doing it big today, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing it big today. So guys, just tap up the screen for me. Double tap up the screen, like up the live. Appreciate y'all in advance for those that do, okay? Alright, let's get into the meat. In this live stream, ladies and gentlemen, it is all about the People's National Party. Like I said, my focus today is on what are they bringing to the table? What are the plans that the People's National Party have for the people of Jamaica going into a critical point in our history, in the world's history. If you guys are not aware, I would love for you to be aware of what the United Nations and the world. Hey, how you doing, Saturday? Salute to you, my love. I would love for you guys, send me a number again so I can touch Latoya. It is 1-876-451-6535. That's 1-876-451-6535. Now, if you guys are not aware, I would love to make you aware of the fact that the United Nations, the world is moving in a certain direction. The Bible has prophesied this, and I know a lot of people don't like to hear about the Bible, but when it's right, you gotta point out when it's right. So the world is moving in a certain direction, and a lot of the countries in the world, not all, a lot of the countries in the world have submitted to this one world order agenda, right? And in that one world order agenda, there's a famous quote that says, you will own nothing. You will own nothing and you will be happy. All right? There's an effort to control our food. Literally. Our water sources, as you can see here in Jamaica, so many people don't have water. Why? When there's so much water in Jamaica. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, some countries have signed on to the agenda. They have gone full-blown one world order agenda. But you guys are not aware because you're not following up. We're so busy with our lives, you know. we're so busy with everything, right? And you know what is happening is that the devil is working overtime, and his agenda, which of course according to the Bible something has to come to pass, but you also need to understand that even in the time of turmoil, hold on there, am I live? Am I live? Hold on, wait a minute, did my life cut off over there? Something ain't right, boy. Hold up, people, wait, am I live? But it's not. Why is it telling me to go live? I'm already live. Hey, anyway, like I was saying, there's a lot going on in the world, and we're so busy with our lives that we don't even understand. No, I know I'm live on TikTok and here. I was talking about on my other channel. I'm sorry. It seems as if it's cut off. But the people that are watching me on Bolo VNR 2.0, if at any point you're not hearing me anymore or not seeing, please type in the chat. I am watching the chat very, very vividly. So communicate with me if there's any issues. Alright? And not just if there's any issues. My moderators, you know, please engage with everybody, you know, welcome everybody and so forth, and let's keep a good energy around you. Now, I'm going back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Gensec and Mark Golding at the annual conference, the 86th annual conference. All right, so let's get it.
Public service announcement. I would like the individuals, the owners of the vehicle who are as we go down to the last three speakers of the evening, Comrade Dr. Dayton Campbell.
Comrade leader, and they ask how long? Not long from now, we will refer to this gentleman as the most honorable Prime Minister of Jamaica, Mr. Mark Golding. It is good to see the comrades out in their numbers today. And we are here today to register our complaint against what is going on in this society. We currently have a government in place that is a threat to the democratic process within this country. What we have is a gag order government. When they came with Petrojam and they gave contracts to them friends and we wanted to find out what is going on, they said non-disclosure, gag order, we couldn't hear nothing. When they gave NHD contract, Dexim, and people build house and never sell them back to NHD, and we want to know what is going on, gag order, we cannot know what is going on. When they came and them say you have illicit 6 or 8 in a parliament, and the PNP MPs say, I know me, the labor rights who won't talk can't talk, because the Prime Minister said, gag order.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
Go hub your mouth. When they came and they gave millions to them friends in TAJ to rent building that we're not occupying, and we say, who owned the building? Gag order again.
Cliff use one thumb Dr. Dayton Campbell in her mouth, or send somebody go box him in her mouth. You know see why? Because he's talking true to power. And he says it with such veracity and oomph. He connect. And this is why I'm going back, you know. Because we move from illicit 6 to 8, now 11. Illicit 6 to 8, now 11. Where take a reach after this? 15, 20? Crazy, man. We can't continue like this, Jamaica. We have to choose Jamaica. We have to choose the People's National Party.
We are registering our discomfort with the administration that is in place. And the Maroons, them rise up my blood. And I want to tell you, like the old nigga spiritual, we shall overcome. We see what is going on in this society, but we shall overcome. Only 18% passing 5 subjects with maths and English, but we shall overcome.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
Our education system. It's terrible, you know. It's terrible. And I want to highlight this coming from African Newbie and Bolo VNR 2.0. She says, it is deeply concerning that after 9 years of demonstrable shortcomings, that is an excellent adjective for this administration's many shortcomings. After 9 years of demonstrable shortcomings, this administration continues to receive widespread support for the health of our democracy, the practice of the voting base, solely on loyalty rather than performance must come to an end. And I 100% agree with the African Newbie. Big up yourself for that comment. Let's continue with Doctor. No, in terms of education, we have to understand that the elevation of a nation happens through education. So when you have a situation like we're having right now in the failures of the education system, not just the failures but also the robbery of our young people's education, the money that's actually pumped into education, there's a lot of money that has been robbed. There's a lot of money that is unaccounted for. And it takes a special type of evil, a special type of wicked to actually rob from the Ministry of Education. It takes a special type of evil. You are literally robbing the cradle. And I pray that God gives you swift judgment. I truly pray that God gives you swift judgment. Yes, whoever you are, I don't care your name, I don't business which side you're on. If you were somebody on the PNP and you robbed the Ministry of Education, I wish that God gives you swift justice. I don't care what side you're on. I pray that God gives you swift justice. Moving on.
From bed and cardboard, but we shall overcome. Food prices gone through the roof, but we shall overcome. Crime and violence out of control, but we shall overcome. We shall overcome because our mission is noble. We shall overcome because we have a set of leaders whose integrity is intact, who are here to serve and not to scrape. We shall overcome because we don't have MPs who are auditioning for work of foreign. First is what Kamina, then it was Nigel, then whoever it is that they want to run away from the government. Time come now for all of them to pack their bags and go. How could it be that the Prime Minister say if you don't love it, you must leave? How could it be that the Deputy Mayor, who is now Mayor of Montego Bay, say you're a coward if you're gone a foreign? And at the same time, an orthopedic doctor, bone specialist in Jamaica, earns 12 million per year. The Minister of Finance earns 2 times, 24 per year. When they go to foreign, the minister run to a worker IMF to pay 431,000. The orthopedic surgeon could earn 800,000, but him decide to stay. Nigel decide to leave because he cares about himself and not for you, the people.
Video that I did last year. Nigel Clark is one of the house slaves. Nigel Clark is one of the sellouts. After the commitment that Nigel Clark made with Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party, he dipped. Have you guys realized at the point that he dipped, he knew what was coming? The entire, please like and share up the live. Trust me, people, you don't need to share up the live here. Share up the live here. The entire economy has been, like, he saw the trajectory of the economy. 3 periods. Still away I go with. You know see Gensek a fire be a shot. That's some serious argument Gensek are making. You can't go around them an argument there. Them have facts. Nigel Clark disappeared, ladies and gentlemen. Nigel Clark take away himself. How selfish after Wagwan Joanne from Canada. After he gave himself, because the people on TikTok, thanks for sharing and liking. And can we get to 10,000 likes? After him giving himself a 200 to 300% increase. Oh, the money wasn't enough. Hey, I gotta go to the IMF, man. Then why you're not in government for service? You're in government to scrape. You're in government to fill your craw. You're in government to fill your pockets. You're in government for your personal ambition. You're not a service member. You went into the wrong profession. Alright, you should have worked for a company where you pay a multiple amount of billions of dollars to get them things together for them finances so they can grow. Nigel Clark. People must never forget. And then the JLP tried to spin this as if, oh, you know, it's just our best and brightest. Everybody wants them. Nigel Clark ran, ladies and gentlemen. Ives Moore, the big up. Nigel Clark ran. You understand? Jam down 8. Nigel Clark ran. He betrayed the people of Jamaica. Betrayed us. He's a house slave. Let's continue.
We will give a new deal to the farmers of this country. We will ensure that you have access to land, arable land that you can plant on. We will ensure that you have access to get to the land. When you ask Mark Golding and the People's National Party for access, you will get farm road. You won't get a donkey because this is a government that believes in development.
Funny, honey. That's funny. Oh my God, that is funny.
Gensek, you might not eat too much bite. Me no want to stop the things so much, but yo, only remember when Andrew give the lady the donkey? That why them never call him donkey man or donkey government? Like how they call the general Damian Crawford donkey man. But seriously, you know, as a leader, you know, the lady says she needs some help. The roads are bad. Would I embarrass? I would move heaven and earth to fix the road. The man gave the lady a donkey. What a disgrace. Thank you so much, African newbie. What a disgrace. Like, seriously? They gave the lady a donkey, bro. The donkey even died. I believe the roads are that bad that the donkey died, ladies and gentlemen. The donkey cannot traverse the road if the donkey tired. Mighty God. Oh,
Help, we see out of the letter.
Need divine intervention. We're tired of the labor rights.
Comrades, it is no time for us to be complacent. Now is the time for us to fight for democracy in our country. Now is the time for us to fight against segregation and live up to our motto, out of many, we are one. We want you come, whether you're fat or slim, black or brown, Rasta or bonnet, no matter who you are, come on board with the People's National Party. Now is the time for us to make justice attainable and affordable. Now is the time for that youngster up in the cool hills of Darliston in East and Westmoreland to have the same opportunity as that child up in Cherry Garden. Now is the time to level the playing field and lift our people out of poverty. We have seen what the opinion polls are. We have seen your mood here today. We have seen you in your numbers. The PNP is in good standing, but I don't want you to get complacent. I don't want you to take your foot off of the gas, because the work is not done yet. The work is not completed until we march up Duke Street with Mark Jefferson Golden as the Prime Minister of Jamaica.
man, can you imagine? This was almost a year ago, and that message still resonates. They have been very consistent. I gotta give the Gensek a lot of props. For his tenacity and focus. He is definitely somebody you don't want to play ball with. Like, he has taken this entire thing that the JLP did very personal. Because I remember him mentioning how they said, Mark Golden, yeah man, make him stay as the leader because them not gonna lose no election ever. Oh yeah, they messed up. You should have been talking shit. Where name up St. Mary? Where name? Where brother name up St. Mary people? How would he say it again? I don't remember him name. Yeah man, him take it personal, African newbie. Him take it personal. And I don't wrong him. Like I said, this is not somebody you want to play games with, like a competitive game. Yeah, he's gonna exploit all of your weaknesses. Bobby Montague, yes. Bobby Montague, you really say that? You really say Mark Golden a walkover? How y'all feeling right now? You guys are being forced to call an election. So to not get embarrassed for having a prime minister to be the first one to have the constitution called the election. Andrew, understand this, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew Honest does, to me, in my opinion, Andrew Honest does not want to call the election. He has to call the election today. Today is the last day. I hope halfway tree is empty. I pray. I have no apologies. I hope halfway tree is Chianti. And I would say to all of my comrades, don't even watch the feed. Me now play it on my channel. You know. We will hear afterwards. As a matter of fact, I'll be live around that time doing something else. You understand? But because, trust me, I could be doing anything else but what I'm doing right now. You know how much content is, you know how much things is happening? I haven't even looked at the meeting that the People's National Party had with the disabled people. I haven't even done an official video on that yet. You understand? And that in itself is mighty God. Like, there were 2 stories there that stood out. And I'm like, wow. And you know, I put out a video, I'm putting out a video today of Mark Golding, you know, and his antecedents, his father, you know, the history and what he did for the people of Jamaica. And I would love for you guys to watch that video. Understand the pedigree of the man, Mark Golding. The parents that he's coming from, their service to this nation. Those 2 individuals, his mom and his dad, has done more for the people of Jamaica than all of the leaders them in the JLP. I'm talking about positive, affecting generations in a positive way. Mark Jefferson Golding's father, Sir John Golding, and his mother, because I have to put her in there because she sacrificed to help her husband to be close to him and do the work. You understand? So I have to put her in there. So honor to her and honor to him. You understand? For their service. And trust me, when you guys listen to that story, you're going to realize that Mark Golding was ordained for this moment. I have come to the conclusion that Mark Golding was ordained. God was not making any mistake when Sir John Golding stepped in Jamaica. God had a plan. And look at the age of Mark Golding. Trust me, guys, you need to watch that video. Look at the age of Mark Golding and look when the plan is manifesting. The man, my God, is amazing. You don't understand here, man. All praises to the Most High. And I tell you, when I watched that thing, when I was listening to that thing last night, I said, yo, so far ahead is the sight of God in the... If you're on a chessboard, the game is over before you start playing with God. If you're on a chessboard saying you want to spar with God on a chessboard, understand that the game is over before you made the first move. God is not to be messed with, bro. I'm trying to tell you. Yo, God knew what you was going to do before you were born. You understand what I'm saying? Mark Jefferson Golding was ordained for this moment. He was chosen to be the 10th Prime Minister of Jamaica. That is coming from me, a mere mortal. I am like, yo, that's just me. I'm looking at like, this is unbelievable. You guys really need to go and watch that video. And for those on TikTok, my channel is Bolo VNR 2.0. Alright? Bolo VNR 2.0. Alright? And for the people that like this person, Pretty Mish, that just came in, I'm going to give you 5 seconds. If you're so confident that third term is loading, why you keep saying it? Yeah, try to convince yourself. Moving on.
Someone asked me, there's a cam do how you do it. Boy, they can cuss you, they can style you, they can do all kind of thing. How you do it? And I just rally back for the song when my grandmother used to sing. I said, press along, saints, press along in God's own way. Persecution we must bear, trial and crosses in our way. But the hotter the battle, the sweeter the victory. On a Sunday afternoon like this, I am told that we have some persons in this building who they are not for sale. I am told that we have some persons inside of this building who not sell out. I am told that we have some people inside of this finally, you have two types of Christian, Comrade Crawford. I have two types of supporters. A Sunday today, make me preach a little bit. You have the if supporters. They will support if or who them want to run a run. They will support if they get this. They will support if they get that. And then we have the second type of supporters who are like Brother Job. Even though he slay me, yet will I trust him. Do I have some even though supporters here today? Even though I don't get what I want, I am going to work. I'm going to fight for the people of the PNP and the people of Jamaica. The word is love.
You know, feel inspired. What go on, Lilith Lawrence, big up yourself. Yeah, man, a prison term loading African newbie. Mighty God. No, when Dr. Dayton can be talk, I don't know about anybody else, but I am inspired. I think his calling is really preaching, you know. I think after this politics thing, he needs to go in church and doing thing. I don't think but him say gotta work on him still, cause you know he's a rough man, you know. Big up the general and secretary, man. Every time only for man has a respect. No boy general secretary boy half a box in the face. You can imagine you grew up all your life and nobody no box and then man walk off for your box and you're a big man. Have all of you them and them so. No boy. And right now we don't see nobody in the media space, the mainstream media space. Where are you? What's your name? I am very disappointed in what's your name again? Dana. All of the mainstream media people when they're on YouTube. Where are you in putting Big Mama in a place for offering the Gensec box? Where are you? We haven't heard anything from mainstream media community. Nothing at all. Is it that you guys are no, not just RJR. Some of them have they call it. Some of them have YouTube channel, but we haven't heard anything from them. Are they afraid of Big Mama? Are they afraid of Andrew Onis? Are they afraid of losing money? Deon Jackson Miller. I am very disappointed in Deon Jackson Miller. I thought Deon Jackson Miller was neutral. Where is the? I haven't seen a video, and if there's a video, I will publicly apologize. But this, I mean, no man. No. I think Deon Jackson Miller would have done a piece on this already. And let me go to our YouTube channel. Because I readily get notifications. And I watch our videos. Right? Deon Jackson Miller. Deon Jackson Miller. Let me look on our page. Right?
So Jamaicans are really upset.
Look on our page. They hid the boy, charged them 2 weeks ago, 30. So I haven't really seen any videos from Deon Jackson Miller. Let me say this. I hope that she's doing well. I hope that she's not sick. I hope that she doesn't have any death in our family, or any extenuating circumstances. I hope that everything is alright. So the statement I'm making in my disappointment is assuming that everything is alright in her life and she's not going through anything. Fear? Fear. No. If she is not going through anything and there has been no response to this from her, and it's not just her, there's others. They can't even put Maverick in it. Because that thing say Maverick as a man that say, hold on. But Cliff use your what order? Or you have to offer the gent box in your face. As a man in a mainstream media and outspoken, would I love to hear from the Maverick. The Maverick, would I love to hear from the Maverick on this? So let me look if the Maverick put out anything, ladies and gentlemen. The Maverick. Alright. Oral Tracy. Oral Tracy, I put it on. Oral Tracy. Another man who listen to our rate. Seeing? Let me see what I go on here. So I know him cover a variety of topics, you know. You see me? So alright. In last video I see him doing say the election gala shot and then Taylor still not sure, so I talk about that. I not see no video about this box in a face business. No. Am I to give them the benefit of the doubt that for this viral thing that happened, they have not heard it? You guys think they not hear it? Anyway, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse. I'm disappointed. Ryan Campbell, how you doing? If they are aware of it, I'm very disappointed. Let's get to the next speaker, ladies and gentlemen. I had to add in Damian Crawford in this one. Where you say bullfrog face, you go on about him a come try a thing. Where you say them ear Joe? Joe, somebody on TikTok said them ear. Popo said they are all in this corruption with the PM. Boy, I'm gonna tell them say Annie said them pay to be silent. And Popo said Gensec to the world. Alright, let's hear Mr. Damian Crawford on this one.
Time come, get
Good afternoon. Pleasant good afternoon, everybody. The Honorable Mark Golding. The Honorable Mark Golding, esteemed members of the People's National Party, distinguished guests, my fellow Maroons and the Jamaicans locally and through the diaspora, good evening, assalamu alaikum, ashe, ashe, ashe. I begin this speech today with the words of renowned activist and philosopher and author Angela Davis, who said, I am no longer accepting the things I cannot change. I am changing the things I cannot accept.
Accepting the things I cannot change. I'm changing the things that I cannot accept. Come on, man. Yo, this whole conference, gems, baka gems, baka gems. Jamaica, it is time to hold the government accountable for the last 9 almost plus years of demonstrable shortcomings. Big up yourself, African newbie. It is time to hold them accountable. When the election is called, it is time to hold them accountable. You cannot tell me say you don't see all the things, all the failures. The failures far outweigh any miniature level of success. Far outweigh. It's an absolute disgrace. Do you guys not remember that we were on the number 3 or number 4? on the USA travel advisory. Terrible. We were almost at the same level as Haiti. Terrible. Right? And the two areas that hold us there in a negative way, even though as we have risen a little bit, the two areas that hold us back is healthcare and crime. So listen, this administration has nothing to be proud about. Absolutely nothing. I said that with listen, man. Really? But we have to change what we cannot accept. That is the message. I'm glad I went back to his speech. We have to change what we cannot accept. Right? Yes, let's continue.
Longer accept violation of our rights and disrespect, and therefore we are here today. We journeyed far and we sojourn to deliver a message. They will say I am political, but what you expect me to do? The point is, we have been soliciting a government for 3.5 years, and today they have not responded to us. Today they have not attended one function, and Marky G has. Your future leader has, because he has vim, vigor, vitality. This man is a true man. This man is as real as it gets. So the Maroons came here today to deliver a powerful message that for those who think they can undermine the rights of those who were here 287 years before, we have a sad message to deliver in a few months' time. Because the people are tired. Poverty, crime, there's so much that the unity of the Maroons and the people of this beautiful island together can share to uplift one another. The years that were sacrificed for the freedom we celebrate today has given us the open door to a republic, but it cannot be trampled upon in the way it is being proposed to be trampled upon, which is why we are here to say time has come. I stand before you as chief of the Akompong Maroons, not as a political entity, but as a proud representative of Jamaica's First Nations. Our presence here at your 85th conference is both a statement and a gesture, a statement of unity and a gesture towards future mutual respect and peace with Akompong Maroons and all Maroons island-wide, from the windward to the leeward. Respect to Mark Golding and his administration, and when they assume state power, remember, you also have a home in Akompong, brother. Let us embrace unity, respect, and mutual understanding as we move for a brighter future for this beautiful land we love. Peace and love.
Thank you guys for hitting the like button. Where is this now? No, man, this is last year, the 86th annual meeting at the PMP. You heard what he said? He said, you, Mark Golding, you're a real man. A real man. Oh, listen. This is how I interpret it. Such man and a real man. Such man and a real man. He said the Maroons have been soliciting the audience of the government, and they have refused to meet with the Maroons. Whatever the JLP have planned, the Maroons is not a part of their plan. Let me tell you something, man. When I saw the attack on the Maroons, I said, and I heard the statements of the Prime Minister. Nobody can tell me, say, Andrew Wallace now work for his slave master. Me, that is my opinion. Nobody can tell me, say, Andrew Wallace now want house slave. Now, there was a treaty that was signed. There was a war. I want to remind you guys that the Haitians were never forgiven and they were ambushed. Right? And that is how them signed this deal. Right? Where them have to pay back them slave master how much money. Right? Check the story of how that happened. I believe that our slave masters, well, former slave masters, does not want to let go of this beautiful rock. Because they are quote unquote royalty. So they feel entitled. Nobody should take their things, but they should take people's things. I believe that that's who Andrew Wallace has signed his allegiance to. And he did. I mean, he's a part of the Privy Council, so that's a fact. But I think it runs deeper. I think he's operating for their benefit, not the benefit of the people of Jamaica. And of course, the Governor General already is representing them. So, you know, the two of them together, Garfield, how are you doing? Absolute chaos for us, the people of Jamaica. Absolute chaos. Like I shared the video, guys. So, when I saw the attack on the Maroons, I said to myself, but listen, these people should be dealt with a certain level of respect. Jamaica would have not had independence if it wasn't for the Maroons. We would still be enslaved. Listen, the people that operated like they were gods, the quote-unquote former slave masters, the Maroons made them bleed and made them know so them a human being. And they were relentless in their fight for years back and years back and years. And that's how they got their freedom. You, the Jamaican people that are here right now, are you guys ready or willing to be in a space like that again? Do you want to go there where you have to do what our ancestors did for us to have freedom for other generations to come? Let's not let it go there. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a democratic option where this finger dip in the ink and you put in an X beside the head is going to move us away from going back to slavery. And I'm so serious. You know the direction is our Prime Minister going a straight back in a slavery. The man a carry. You understand? The one world order and all of these things. Straight back in a slavery, them a carry. Ashabu. I haven't seen Ashabu in my comment section, but we can't take no invite. Sorry about that. And thank you guys for the follow. Keep smashing up the like button so we can get to 10,000 likes on TikTok, man. Let's go. Like and share. But big up the Maroons them. You know, say, what if a Maroon there Jamaica? The Maroon them are going to vote, you know, people. The Maroon them are going to vote. The People's National Party them are vote. Eh? You know, can't stay there. Landslide victory. No joke.
Oh, let the power of heaven fall on us. Yes, I'm going to stand on the protocols that have been observed because time is short. But I must pay respect to the leader of the People's National Party, Mark Jefferson Gold. Big up my supporters from Northwest St. Catherine, but I will never forget the efforts of those in East Portland and my people from East Rural St. Anne. But this speech might not make everybody happy, because as far as I'm concerned, Jamaica is still a Christian country. We know that because the anthem is a prayer, and the PNP is still a Christian party, because with steadfast assurance, God will look down. It means something to be a Christian country, because we should live by the principles of Christianity. And it means something to be a Christian party, because we should be guided by the principles of Christianity. And one such principle is that God is the Father. And the Bible said, who among us, if our children ask for bread, will give them stone? And if our children ask for fish, we'll give them serpent. Too many of our children are receiving stone and serpent from the Jamaica Labour Party. In PEP, 13,000 children this year did not achieve proficiency in mathematics. They asked for bread, they were given stone. 11,000 children did not achieve proficiency in English language. And then when it comes to CXC, it gets worse, because 18% of Jamaican children get 5 subjects, including maths and English. And then I hear that the Minister of Education is seeking a promotion. What can go so? By right, she should be asked for her resignation. But I understand what is happening in the JLP, because they have no talent. The JLP remind me of an artist that got to studio with 10 words and want to make 30 songs. What can go so?
That is funny, honey.
But
Oh my God.
we have found the stone heap, and we have found the serpent nest. And I guarantee that in 5 years after we take government, we will defeat Trinidad, we will defeat Barbados in CXC the same way we treat them in Carifta. I hear Peter Phillips say that education is on my mind, and no cartel is here, but when it comes to education, I am the teacher. Hold on. The first stone heap that must be mashed down is that of absenteeism. In the rural area, 37% absenteeism, and in the urban area, 18% absenteeism. The first thing we're going to do is make sure we have boarding facilities for at least 30% of our school population. And then we are going to give 1 meal per child in school. The JLP will quickly say, how can we afford it? But let me tell you something about afford. They say they can't afford 1 meal per child in school, but they will afford 3 meals per adult in prison. What can go so?
You have to really let that marinate, what he just said. And you have to understand the focus and the priority of the Jamaica Labour Party. Education is not one of them. I mean, I didn't want to believe it. I really didn't want to believe it. I really didn't want to believe it. I knew what that time I'm going to do it. Think of my mother. But they really don't prioritize education because they always oppose a lot of the things that would benefit the children. It's like, where going to find the money from? I think that's the wrong question. You should be going, yeah, we should have done this a long time ago. Wherever the money is going to come from, find it. Because it's going to be, you see, focusing on education, there is a real trickle-down effect. It's like planting a seed and watering it and nourishing it and watching, basically, that tree grow. And by the time you know it, in 5-10 years, abundance of fruits. The growth of a nation is going to, it's like a trampoline. It's going to skyrocket. You understand? It's going to be boosted up. The trajectory is going to be immense. Because you planted the right seed. You focused on the right things. So it's like he said, you guys can find 3 meals a day for persons that violated the law, that broke the law, are in prison. But you're wondering, you're asking the question, we're going to find money to put in, to feed in the children so that they don't go to prison? Oh, so rather than go to prison and then you feed them. But you're wondering where you're going to find the money. Right? Let me get these people off of this person off of my channel. Alright? The only person in misery is Andrew Wallace right now, because he knows him gonna lose the election and prison term is loaded. How about that? How about that? Right? But focusing on that child. So and look at what I'm talking about, and this person coming in the chat and saying this. That's why I don't even go live on TikTok, Some of the most degenerate. Now I see why Right Mango is the way she is. I don't know if it done someone. When I talk about something constructive, we are going to benefit the entire nation. Especially, everybody, Labour right, undecided voter PMP, it doesn't matter. We should agree on education and the focus on education and pouring into our children. But you guys are so all no see a green, on a dunce, on a misguided, it's like when it's an irritant. I want to say the most inflammatory things them, like putting somebody out of their misery. Why you threatening me? Or putting the PMP out of their misery. Why you threatening the PMP? All of the words that come out, I don't listen. Forgive me. It's not your fault. You're under a spell, right? According to the prophets, you're under one spell. A whole heap of witchcraft them over, right? So you're under one spell. You and many others. Or you're just one agent of the evil. When you come to your senses, hopefully, if you're under a spell, you're going to realize what I'm saying. Yo, listen. I heard Right Mango say something on one of our videos. Because she was being threatened. And she said, yeah, so if you don't kill me, so what? The message is already out there. My voice is being heard. You understand? And what they don't know, you see when them unalive people that is telling the truth resonates even louder. I don't know why, but people start to pay attention more. And the mission that person was on, it becomes amplified in their passing. It's the truth. It's true. So, when you say no distractions, them have selfish brain. When you say selfish better than education, mighty God. Oh my God. Hey, yeah, man. But yeah, we have to focus on the education side of things, ladies and gentlemen. And there shouldn't be any arguments about that. None. We're not tolerating it. And it says a lot about the JLP that they oppose a lot of these things. Let's continue.
Let me tell you something about afford. They will say they can't afford to board a child in school for 5 years, but they're planning a big investment in prison to board you with gun for 15 and with murder for 30.
Man, listen. A 15-year for one board gun, but you don't want to pay for board to pity them. And the prison them with them bill. I want if a prison them bill, and then don't build one school. No. Labor rights. Labor rights. Me talk to labor rights them now. Labor rights. How you doing, Bobsy? Bobsy? Hold on, let me see what I'm on. Hello. Like your profile picture if that's you. No. It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me. Look how much prison them build. And them don't build a school. Labor rights, come on. Labor rights. Talk it truth. Just admit it like a good hospital. Big up Twins of Twins. Admit it like a good hospital. That not look right. That look right here. Something is not right. How you prioritize building prison and not building schools? You can't balance it too. You can't build prison and school. Build more prison. Build 3 times the amount of build more school. Build 3 times the amount of school than the prison where you build. Peanut, big up yourself. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Something wrong, man. Something's wrong.
What can go so? And then we are going to ensure we fight to keep our teachers. We are going to put a teacher retention plan that make it easier for a teacher to own a house, for a teacher to drive a car, for a teacher to be comfortable in the classroom and in the staff room. We will meet with the embassies and our friends from the embassies who wants our talent to help us to prepare a investment so that they can get and we can have and our children aren't left without teachers.
Another plan of the PMP, teacher retention. It's going to be very easy for them to own a home. Well easier. It's going to be well easier for them to own a car. In terms of their equipment, certain taxes, and they're gonna get discounts. In terms of their student loan, as long as they're working. Say for instance, their student loan is going to take 10 years to pay off. If they work 10 years as a teacher in Jamaica, it's paid off. How do you beat this? That is a solid plan to retain our teachers. They're going to be comfortable owning their own home. They're going to be comfortable going to and from school. As a matter of fact, there's a plan to pay their internet bill. What more do you want? I'm thinking about going to teachers college right now. With them type of something where them are going with. Yo, the man make me want to know one teacher. I don't know if y'all think I'm dead serious. I am planning to go to teachers college because of that, because of Damian Crawford. With these plans him offer the teacher them. No man, the teacher benefits them nice. What you say? Talk to me, no man, teachers. I'm not excited. I'm not ready for go to vote. And this is not false excitement. A lot of people are like, oh, them just a promise. And listen, I've said this before. The PMP, one, have integrity. The members there, the Mr. Golden. Two, somebody said where the money is coming from. Otis, you see, because the JLP has been robbing up the money, you don't know where the money is coming from. Instead of robbing up the money, they're going to use the money to benefit. The JLP has managed the biggest budget. The JLP budget went into $1 trillion. No other government has had over $1 trillion budget. I just want you to understand that. No other government. Did you look at the Auditor General's report? How did they rob the money? Did you look at the Auditor General's report? Several hundreds of billions of dollars unaccounted for. Unaccounted. Meaning they don't have the receipts. Them say them use the money for this. That is how them thief the money. Need any more questions? Y'all is crazy, man. Y'all is crazy, for real. That is how them thief the money. Awarding of contracts to them friends. That is how them thief the money. The drill. When a cost what it costs. Need I say more? The boss them. The old boss them. When a cost what them say. I digress. Let's continue.
After that investment, you see who want to prevent our 1 degree per household. You see who want to have our children being recruited by gangs and molested by adults.
Michael Manley gave free education and Michael Manley never had this budget here. Where me where the money come from? He that is without vision will perish. Michael Manley never had the budget that this government have and was giving free education to all. Where you mean where the money come from? That just come to me a while ago. Like seriously. Like seriously. Michael Manley never had the budget that this JLP government has right now. And Michael Manley was giving the kids them free education. And with that, what Damian Crawford said, inspired by Michael Manley. The first child in your household that the first child that is in your household that qualifies for college, pass to go college, we the government is gonna pay for it. That is what you call investing in the people of Jamaica. How can you oppose this plan? And the only question you have is where they are going to find the money? In the trillions of dollars in the budget. It is quite easy. And when they do the maths, remember, you know, they put them have to go school first, you know, for then qualify, you know, right? For actually go to college, you know, before the government pay for their college fee, you know. And the average college fee is a certain amount of money dependent on what they want to do. They have done the math. What do you mean where the money is coming from? And it's the first child in every home. And listen, I've said this before. The PMP cannot, and I repeat, the next government that comes into power, when the people, when JLP lose, any government that comes into power, which in this, you know, is going to be the PMP, they cannot trick the people. They cannot not do what they say they're going to do. I'm telling you, there's going to be an uprising in this country if they try any funny business. They cannot do it. I believe that we're seeing a metamorphosis of the people, the electorate, them not really take no more. When them say them tired, them tired. No more false promises. You have to deliver. And I believe that the PMP has under-promised. I believe they have under-promised. They have gauged themselves in what they can deliver. They have not over-exerted to give the people them this false thing like we can do all it. I've listened to the next Prime Minister of Jamaica, Mark Golding. And he has been very honest. He said, listen, you know, based off the budget, we know that we can do this. But when we go in there and we assess and do our audits, you know, moving forward, we can now gauge how fast we can go in developing and adding on to the programs that we already have. So they have really thought through what they have to do. As a matter of fact, I was listening to one of them, I think Mark Golding, and they were talking about a fund, some money that is somewhere that they're going to use for a specific program. And I don't know, it's like the JLP don't know about it. And them now make them no more wiser. And I'm like, yo, PMP in the normal, there are some brain people, them a dig in the thing. People, may I tell you, may have full confidence. Full confidence. What go on, mommy? Oh, he that is without sin cast the first stone. And Mr. Perish? When me say that? When I reference? Oh, me say wrong thing. Sometimes I say wrong thing. Thanks for the correction. He that is without sin cast the first one. Anyway, thank you for the correction, mommy. These plans that they have are solid. Because when you have a child, hey, what's up, Simple? Pebbles? How you doing, darling? Me have full confidence. Me not tell you like, hey, Franta. Me have full confidence. Listen, the more and more I've been observing this the party leader. I mean, listen, when I look at the incident with the kids in Ukraine, and Andrew and his government said they want to give them loan. Bombs are dropping and everything. When I researched the story, it was worse than I thought, you know. These kids, what they went through, I'm telling you. It's like when Gensek said we have to get rid of this uncaring government. It is not a tagline, it's not a famous thing to say. They are truly an uncaring government. How can you decide say you want to give them student loan? You want to give them loan to come out of them problem. Then their school, these are some of the brightest minds. They are trying to become doctors. And them something there. If we do everything to keep them safe, they might come benefit Jamaica one day. Or even make us proud somewhere in the world. How can you talk about say you want to, as a government, them parents pay tax? By all means, and let me tell you what is worse about the story. Let me tell you what is worse about the story, ladies and gentlemen. One of the students said that they were negotiating with Camilla Johnson Smith and the government, Camilla, whatever she wanted, and the government, about asking them to write a letter to their college because the college or the university never took the impending war seriously, and said if they leave, they would not leave with their credits. They would lose their whole education that they're there for. Right? And people can't even afford the university, and these kids over there I do them thing, and the man I tell them to give them loan. That's one good point, account not found. Right? And I'm saying, they asked them to write a letter to the school, and a letter was not written. They asked them to write a letter on behalf of the students to advise the university that, listen, them, please let them go. This is a serious thing. And advocate for them to get their educational credits. The student go as far as to negotiate and say, all right, can the government assure the students that when they come to Jamaica, they'll be able to continue their studies in Jamaica in the university, the same studies. Them say no. People, I read an article. Apart from not giving them the money, those two things is over the top. And Mark Jefferson Golden said, listen, go in and pocket and get the kids them home. You don't want a wickeder set of people than this present party, the Jamaica Labour Party. No, man. No, man. Whether you are green, whether you are undecided voter, be honest. That is wickedness, man. We left the kids them in the middle of bomber drop. The student them. It is wrong. And we must call a spade. We must call a spade, Jamaica. And wake up from out of whatever spell they have on under. And when you call it tonight, prepare yourself for putting an X beside the head. The people them in Ukraine want to come home, bomber trap and talk about student loan. They say to write one letter to the school so they can get them credits. Who did write the letter? Other governments wrote letter. Some governments flying, sending official to come represent at the school. So that the student don't lose them credits for them studies. Come on, man. Wrong is wrong, man. They never took a trip. Look, police person says stop tell lie. Yo, look at you from the blouse and skirt. You know if you go read. If you don't know something, ask me about it. If you don't know something, ask me about it. Never you dare call me a liar. I have reference on my computer right now, which I don't care to go and dig up. Me have them save, me have them star. All of the article them. What you say? What you say? Lie what? The student them ask them to write a letter to the school and come in and Johnson Smith them not write it. That's a fact. That is not no innuendo. And the same girl on Twitter, them show the Twitter feed. The same girl actually responded to Kamina Johnson Smith. And Kamina Johnson Smith responded back and was defending themselves. Talking about other countries offered loans to the student to come home. Who business about other country? We hold our own standard here, so. Can't we pick them home? We not business about no other country we offer no loan. Them are uncaring government too. How about that? We not rate them too. How about that? So because them do it, it make it right. You know see the mind of these people? They are not leaders, they are followers. And they know why bad thing, they don't even follow the right people and the right things. Vote them out, people. Vote them out.
You see, after that investment, you see who encouraging our children into gambling and truancy and alcoholism. I am giving you
somebody just make a point on TikTok a while ago. Another reference of this uncaring wicked government. I where the ship they go, the cruise ship. I don't sentence side, I don't watch it. I don't watch inside the cruise ship they there. And the people them, the Jamaican people them couldn't come off a ship and come on their yard. Andrew Honest block them. Andrew Honest government block the people them from come off of the ship. You can't make this up. And white people and foreigner come from all over the world and come off of the ship. In the heights of COVID. Do you want a wickeder government than that? Come on, man. The facts are the facts. The truth is the truth. We don't forget, you know. We don't forget. We don't forget. Pay attention. Pay attention to the behavior and the actions. Somebody say, Jonathan Davis, where you ever hear opposition enter budget presentation? Hey, you have to pray for some of them people are still in a nice. Let's continue.
It's dawning, my golden But comrades, I'm close because time is short. But you see, I know in every family there's disagreements. But when you go out there to vote for your MP, you're not only voting for your MP, you're voting for a man like Mark Golding, who is trustworthy and honest. I don't know. I don't know what Tuesday will bring when that thing is tabled. But if you're surrounded by 40 thieves, maybe you are Alibaba. When you go to vote, you're voting not only for your MP, but a man like Alfred Dawes that promotes health over wealth. A man like Dayton Campbell will say farm food and don't farm food. A person like Philip and Natalie and Mikhail that will help us to recover faster from disaster. Tony and Wickham and Denise that will move you from street side greeting to business meeting. When you go out to vote in Region 1, Region 2, Region 3, Region 4, Region 5, and Region 6, you're voting to tell Fable, move our foot, make Damian come in, move your foot, Fable, move your foot. And finally, East Rural St. Andrew, when you vote for my best friend from 7th grade, Patrick Peter King, you're voting to make the power fall on us. Let the power fall on us. Oh, let the power from heaven fall on us. Power to the people.
Jamaica, you know, say the People's National Party, if you should really examine the caliber of the individuals that are running, I have to say, I believe that they are. The dog say play it back. We can't play back, bro. We can't play back. Me have to go to your next something there. We can't play it back. Hold on. Why one thing you want me to play back with Damian? No, so it's not easy, man. Hold on there. I must the last part. You don't want me to play back. I can't hold thing. I must the last part. Me I go indulge, you know. Hold on there.
Will help us to recover faster from disaster. Tony and Wickham and Denise that will move move you from street side greeting to business meeting. When you go out to vote in Region 1, Region 2, Region 3, Region 4, Region 5, and Region 6, you're voting to tell Fable, move our foot, make Damian come in, move your foot, Fable, move your foot. And finally,
That is funny, honey.
East Rural St. Andrew. When you vote for my best friend from 7th grade, Patrick Peter King, you're voting to make the power fall on us. Let the power fall on us. Oh, let the power from heaven fall on us. Power to the people.
One Damian Crawford, never two. You understand? That is it. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, you know, we have to save the best for last now. The leader of the opposition, soon to be the next Prime Minister of Jamaica, Mark Jefferson Golden, General himself. Respect, man, no joke, no joke. You're welcome. Thanks for thanking me, you know.
Another day, Lord, you made us feel so tired. Before the day we met you, get more and the poor get poorer. When we say time come, we mean time come for a leader whose only interest is the betterment of the people of Jamaica. When we say time come, we mean it's time for a prime minister that will bring respect and honor back to Jamaica House. When we say time come, time for Jamaica to turn the corner from the path of self-interest and corruption and re-enter the highway to inclusive growth and sustainable development. Comrades, the strength and measure of a good leader is not about who you can beat down and threaten because them criticize you. It is about who we can lift up and motivate and inspire. Our leader displays those strengths. Our leader displays those characteristics and values. Our leader portrays those ideals. His leadership and indeed his prime ministership will signal a new day for this land, a day where once again decency and integrity will be returned as the standard of service for a government. His prime ministership will be a beacon throughout the region and the world, and will let all know Jamaica is back in business. We are up and running. We are getting our people on board in a participatory democracy with the certainty that all will be a part. All of the team he leads will follow his footsteps. All of the team he leads will put people at the center of our policy. Comrades, when we say time come, I mean time come for Mark Jefferson Golding to address Conference 2024. And I say, looking out on the morning rain, I used to be uninspired. And when I knew I had to face another day, Lord, it made us feel so tired. Before the day we met you, life was so unkind, but you're the key to the PNP's peace of mind. 'Cause you make me feel, you make me feel, Winners! Winners! Victory for the Jamaica! Victory for the People's National Party! Victory for Mark, Justice and Goldie! Next, Prime Minister!
My check. Sorry about that, my people. Pan Bolo VNR 2.0. Somebody just said to me, say, Bolo, I really don't get the reason on support Mark Golding, but I guess democracy. All the last part, you guess democracy, so you don't like democracy. Listen to me. I wouldn't want to have no conversation with you about policy because of that statement alone. I have a lot of reasons why I support Mark Golding. Several. Again, one, he's not in any corruption. Two, him have him own money already, so him don't come in out politics for rob and thief. Three, he's a committed husband, father, right, family man. Four, policies, there's a lot of policies I love about the PMP. A lot, but you made it personal. You just said, I don't see the reason why only support Mark Golding. Well, me I give a lot of reasons. Plenty. It's about character and integrity. It's a man of integrity and character. Let's look at both leaders. Look at Dennis Meadows. Dennis Meadows made a comment, right, about scammers. And Dennis Meadows lost his seat. Dennis Meadows is not running anymore. And Mark Golding did not wait. It happened immediately. He took immediate action. That is leadership. You understand? That is. But I'm coming to your policies. I'm giving you a lot of reasons why I support Mark Golding. Tangible reasons. We're tired of the thieving. Hashtag top thief. You understand? Big up the general. Wiz, thank you for the gifts. Big up the general Isaac Buchanan. Hashtag top thief. Right? Right? So Dennis Meadows say, what him say? Mark Golding say, yo, you know, say, me have to move you because you can't represent us in parliament with that. And him explained to him, say, alright, you know, me did that drink and whatever, whoop woo, and you know, say, come off away. Dennis Meadows, me have to big up Dennis Meadows as well. Him could have go rogue and say, oh, burn out Mark Golding and burn out the PMP. And Mark Golding still didn't move him. It don't really matter. Right? And that's the principle. But credit to Dennis Meadows. Dennis Meadows is behind Mr. McNeil, telling the people of that area that listen, this is the man for the job. I am supporting him. We are voting for Mr. McNeil. Mr. McNeil is a very close friend. Long-time friend of Mark Golding. Right? Long-time friend. So he's the one that's running in that seat. Fast forward to the Jamaica Labour Party. Marissa Dalrymple, Ghana court. Before she get found guilty, she had resigned. So we think, say, alright, some integrity there. But he put her back. This is somebody that was charged. And if that wasn't enough, look on charge right. allegedly beat him woman with a chair. Them have him around again for going to office. Right? Mark Golding would never do that. Mark Golding would never do that. Mark Golding, basically what I'm saying to you, Mark Golding has integrity and character. He will not do anything to win. Why did, and this is my opinion, why did Andrew Owens put back that rimple? Because he feel like saying he can't win with nobody else. So it's all about winning, it's not integrity. Why did he put back George Wright? Because he feel like saying he can't win with nobody else. Floyd Green in the pandemic. No movement there, shower labor right. Was not charged $1. I don't want to forget. Was not charged $8. And he's our Minister of Agriculture still. Not resigned, no. Nothing. Andrew Owens, there's a saying that old people say, show me your company and I tell you who you are. Mark Golding is not standing with nobody that is compromised criminally or accused of such or take certain stance or allegedly beat them woman. Me know that Owens himself shouldn't be on the ballot, but I'm just saying we're looking at the character of the he was demoted. Isn't he the Minister of Agriculture? Birds of a feather fly together. Oh, he was promoted. Yeah, he doesn't. Thank you so much, Wiz. He doesn't demote them, he promotes them. Andrew Owens promotes the people that are in all type of skullduggery and them naming all type of thing. No, I'm not adding you. You're not going to deflect from my show. I'm dealing, and I've deflected enough to address the madness we just said a while ago about Mark Golding. And we're going to go into the policies now. And we just entered some of the policies a while ago. The teacher retention, that's a policy. The things that they're going to put in place. The teacher retention, right, is a policy. Right? That they're putting in place. The housing program, a policy. For the children, you know, I go block him. I go block him. Because you just not listen. Here's a distraction in the chat. I go block him. People with their 12k likes, can we get to 15k or 20k? Let's go. Tap up the screen, my Patrick. But General Patrick said Bolo, that individual is a blackbird. In the E. No, me say TikTok over here. Me I tell you TikTok nice over here, people. Me not lie. Sometimes me engage with them, you know. Me not tell you. But I'm glad that person a while ago, your phone for just mash up. Who for phone? The person. No, me not wish nobody phone mash up. No, sir. Me not wish nobody phone mash up. No, no, do that. No, Dana Whittaker, how you doing, love? So, there's a lot of things about Mark Golding, ladies and gentlemen, that is just phenomenal, that I have learned more and more about. And like I said, you know, the way how he grew up around disabled people, I'm sure it molded him into the man and the caring individual that he is. You know, a respecter of all people that he is. A lot of you guys that don't like Mark Golding, you have fallen under the trap of racism. You guys need prayer, you need help. Okay. So let me block this person for disrespecting Mark Golding, saying that he's disabled himself. Goodbye. I will tolerate no disrespect of the party leader and the next prime minister on this page. Speak truth. Don't have to be disrespectful. Speak truth. Yeah, man. Tap up the screen, ladies and gentlemen. And thanks for the follow, guys. So, let's continue. Bethany, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you. My people in pan YouTube, when you can share up the live for me, please. Share up the live and hit the like button. Thank you. Let's go.
Comrade Chairman, conference, 86 years. For 86 years, we have been ending our political year and starting a brand new one by celebrating the anniversary of the beginning of this noble movement, the People's National Party. This year, PNP River come down bank to bank. What energy! What a spirit inside this place!
Just ask what's my YouTube channel. Bolo VNR 2.0. That's one of them on the screen you're seeing right now. Bolo TBV. I have a lot of top tier throwback videos. That's excellent content that plays one video every day on Bolo TBV. Early in the morning, probably 10, sometime 11, sometime 8, you know. But follow Bolo TBV, follow Bolo VNR 2.0 and Bolo VNR Clips and Bolo VNR. And the and is the symbol and, not AND. So Bolo, BOLO VNR 2.0. And once you find that one, and you're going to the page, you can find all of my other pages. The links are there. Alright, let's continue.
That the word is love, it can be felt. I feel it right here in the national arena today. I greet my wife, Sandra, and our children. Your love has been steadfast, true, and sustaining. Thank you for always being here with me. To the people of the
it cannot be overstated, the love, the genuine love that Mark Golding has for his wife. A black woman. And some of you guys, you know, that are talking, you don't even marry. You don't even commit to one woman, much less a black woman. Some of you don't even treat women well. And you guys want to disrespect and look down on Mark Golding. You got to be kidding me. You see, when you learn and you see a person's character, you just have to speak the truth about it. It's not about being a comrade. It's about speaking the truth. If in any event Mark Golding should change, I'm going to be the first to say, no, Mark Golding has changed, man. I don't like this. This is not the person that I saw. It's just like Andrew and he just come in. We did like Andrew, but Andrew became like a total deceiver. Andrew is nothing than what he portrayed himself to be in the first instances when he just came out. Andrew was saying all of the right things. Andrew was championing all of the right policies. And for the person that I blocked 2 times, I want to give you an assignment. Go and look at Andrew Only's affidavit for 2016 and read through it and tell me how much things he has accomplished that he said he would in the 5 years. You will be shocked. You will be shocked. There's so many things that they have not done that was possible for them to do. As a matter of fact, let's go just go back to the 100-day promise. You see, I am very firm on, you know, your word is your bond. Especially as a politician, trust is a fickle thing. So when you promise tangible things that you can actually do, and there wasn't any obstacle, or there couldn't be an obstacle for you to not do it, but you did do it, which you promised, you have burnt the bridge of trust, and that bridge is not repairable. And Andrew Holness, for me, you know, just observing him. Happy Sunday, Michael. You know, it's Michael, right? Yeah. Happy Sunday. Andrew Holness, for me, you know, and big up Paul Henry, I see in the building. Big up Heather. All you guys, please like up the live and share up the live. K Watson, big up. Andrew Holness has failed in that regard, and he has violated the trust of we the people of Jamaica. You know, 100-day promise. Remember, he said term limits. I know he's seeking a third term. Totally going against what he promised he would do. You cannot make this up. You cannot make. I mean, that in itself should have you vote this man out. The man said we are going to implement third term. We are going to implement term restrictions. He also even said that there was going to be some type of measure for the MPs in terms of their work. So if they are not doing well, they're going to be like a grading system. You guys remember that? You guys remember the grading system? What happened to that? Come on, man. Let's go.
Of South St. Andrew, who have shown me the possibilities that come with making meaningful change in the lives of our people. Our guests from the diplomatic and consular corps, our visitors from overseas, especially our powerful diaspora.
Somebody come and say, oh, this PMP fish. Well, and the last time I checked, Andre Stevens mentioned a traumatic experience with such man ejaculating on his foot. That is a part of a main member of the JLP. So, and furthermore, the JLP signed the Samoa Agreement, which is that law, that document that actually pushes the teachings of that community on our children. So I don't know, man. And then Trump uncovered a $1.5 million US given to Jamaican government, the JLP, to push the trans community surgery and ideals on the Jamaican people. I don't understand. I don't understand these comments from these people. Althea, Nikki and Small, how you doing? Bless up, bless up, bless up. Like and
to Jamaica for this conference. The officers, executive members, NEC members, regional committees, members of parliament and councillors, candidates, constituency committees and group members and their chairs, cluster managers, workers, warriors, foot soldiers, all members and supporters of the People's National Party. You are the ones who make this party function. I must mention the teams at PNP headquarters and the office of the leader of the opposition. Members of the media providing coverage for this joyous occasion. In particular, I want to provide a word of comfort to those ravished by Hurricane Beryl in July this year. In particular, the people of Clarendon, Southern Manchester, St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland. And I welcome those listening to us from your homes and in your communities in Jamaica and all over the world. Comrades and friends, in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1 it says, to everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. Well,
Well, I stand before you today and say the time has come for change. Yes, comrades, the time is once again for Jamaica to choose change. Things cannot continue the way they are, and the People's National Party will bring change. Comrades, the PNP has been at the center of positive change in this country from 1938, which was over 20 years before political independence from Britain. Over the years, our leaders implemented a vision that led Jamaica forward. It is undeniable that the People's National Party, through every stage of its transition to a modern nation state, we were the ones guiding the country forward. Founding father Norman Washington Manley led political change, including universal adult suffrage, political independence, and nationhood. His son, Michael Joshua Manley, led the transformational social change that empowered Jamaicans to stand firm and shout from the mountaintop, I might be a simple man, but simply a man am I. Equal pay for women was transformational social change. No bastard law was transformational social change. Minimum wage was transformational social change. And rights for workers was transformational social change. Percival James Patterson delivered a vast range of achievements for the Jamaican people. He led infrastructure change, reminding this country that the road to development is the development of roads. He was the chief visionary behind Jamaica's modern highway network, and he became Jamaica's most successful political leader. That is why we say PJ. Portia Lucretia Simpson Miller led the economic change that others are now claiming. And time come for Sister P to get the credit she deserves. Let us never forget her. The Jamaica Labour Party government ran from every test and drove the country into a deep crisis, but it was under Sister P that we turned the country around and put our economy firmly on track. While navigating the necessary sacrifices, Sister P always showed love for the people. And that love is reflected in her powerful instruction: never look down on a person unless you're going to lift them up. Sister P, that was the heartbeat of your message.
Let me tell you something. You see, Mama P, nobody not perfect, you know. You see, Mama P, that lady, what she did for us in what she did for us and the economy after what the JLP did in violating the terms of the IMF, you know. People need to understand global reputation. The bank, all you doing, Odin, where you say hardly failed 12 tests straight, Jesus. The man them just violate the agreement with the IMF and don't even tell them. Them just move on. Right? And then Mama P have to come clean up the mess. I mean, literally, the woman beg, crawl, and just she alone, if the Minister of Finance with her, they had to bow down to get this country back on track. You see the fiscal prudence and discipline where Andrew Honest and the government are boast about. Who you think craft that to be set the way it is? Under Mama P that craft. Something by some rules and laws that they have to follow. So the debt can continue to go down and be on a level. It's not because them discipline. Because if them go against it, right? It's going to show and it's going to show them up. So they have to follow it. And when the PNP come into power, are the same thing them going to follow. That was already said from Mama P and Peter Phillips' time. So that we don't enter into this issue we have with the IMF again. Mama P did a lot for this country. And we need to show her respect that she deserves. The first female Prime Minister of Jamaica. I don't think we ever going to see one female around over JLP. Please, I don't believe that we never see one JLP female around. I don't believe that. Let me tell you something, man. We're not going to see the first Rasta around as Prime Minister in Jamaica. And we're not going to see one next female Prime Minister in Jamaica. If the world has that much time before we see a female run as Prime Minister and a lead the Jamaica Labour Party. Me not ask that. A lot of those males out there over that side, they are sexist. Big up yourself, Norma. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. You understand? Yeah. Them no want them now have no female to lead them, bro. Want you. Can't stay there. Them not depend on that. So, you better know.
Dr. Peter David Phillips. He was the principal architect of our successful fiscal transformation. His hands were on the financial wheel when Jamaica worked our way from under the heavy yoke of unsustainable public debt, creating new vistas of opportunity to realize our full potential. We are where we are today as a nation because the team of Porter Simpson Miller and Peter David Phillips guided us through the most turbulent times. We commit today as a party to forever defend their great legacy. The works of our former leaders inspire us to deliver a better life for all Jamaicans, guided by our progressive principles of equality and justice built on a firm foundation of utmost integrity.
He must inspire by example, and above all, he must have integrity. 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 Hey!
Our leaders have inspired us.
I think that was Michael Manley. Most of all, you have to have integrity. 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 Right? What do you mean by that? PNP is always a radical movement. Radical can be positive, you know. So, I'm not go, you know, that's an ask what you mean. But integrity is most important for a leader. And why do you think that is, ladies and gentlemen? Because if you don't have integrity, you know, you will come and promise us this and promise us that, and you don't stand on integrity and follow through. You can say all the wonderful things just to get in power, like Andrew Honest did, and then when they actually get into power, you see the results.
And to make our leaders have inspired us to move forward and to make new decisions for new times. We are now in a new phase of global change and uncertainty that more than ever
must be navigated by strong, principled leadership. Together, we will continue this noble mission, with our next stop being Jamaica House. Jamaica is ready. We are ready. The People's National Party is more than ready. Today, as president of our party, humbly and respectfully, I make it clear to all Jamaicans and the world, we choose change. Our 21st century mandate is one of change for Jamaica, land we love. Together, we will deliver on that mandate.
It's been a long...
On Jamaican teenager, I want to say something about where I am coming from. As a teenager and as a young adult, I spent time on Jamaican streets and in the dance halls. I loved the rhythm and energy of our culture. My worldview was inspired by the music and culture of Jamaica as much as by anything that I ever read in any book. Comrades, I met the love of my life on one of those moves. And on the first night we met, we ended up in a dance competition. And we won a dinner for two at a restaurant downtown. So you could say that we danced into each other's lives. And we've been rocking it together ever since for 40 years with 3 children and 1 beautiful granddaughter.
Genuine love between these two people. I mean, Mark Golden is really blessed, and you know, I am happy for him. I wish, well, at my age right now, I don't know about the you know, the length of a relationship or whatever, but it would be nice to have that genuine type of experience, you know, when you meet a woman and it just clicks. You guys just click. The chemistry is just, it would be nice. It would be nice. And then to have such a rich history and legacy of children and grandchildren. And come on, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Salute to the man. Salute to the man. Salute to Mr. Mark Golden. And you could see the look on his wife's face because the camera went to it. And you could see the look on her face, you know, just, it's like she was reliving the moment when he spoke about the moment when they first met. Yo, man, that is what's up, man. Shout out to Mark Golden. Verna, I'm if you tell you. Betian, not sure.
I grew up in a home environment which believed in giving the most vulnerable people opportunities to build their lives. My father had the vision to build the country's leading center for the rehabilitation of persons with disabilities. And my parents dedicated their careers to empowering and uplifting that community. My father also founded the Hope Valley Experimental School with a mission for children from all walks of life, able-bodied and disabled, to learn together, to play together, and to grow together. Those who could not walk had the same opportunities as those who could walk.
And I want to say this, for the most part, we Jamaicans this is just about our humanity. It doesn't matter if you are JLP or PNP. My battery is low. No worries, I got the charger right here. We have to really look into our humanity, ladies and gentlemen, because you know, when I really look into it, you know, any one of us can become disabled, you know. It can happen through accident. Look at Mr. Professor the professor, what's name again, man? Oh my goodness. The general we are dealing with the housing program. I think it's sugar him up and him lose him eyesight, you know. Mr. Morris, you know. His first name is escaping me. Right? And you could be in an accident, you know, people. You could be in an accident and you could have a freak accident. You can hit a nerve. Floyd Morris, thank you so much, Miss Curiosity Kid. Professor Floyd Morris. You could be in an accident, God forbid, and you could become disabled. So we really have to be humble, and we really have to check our humanity when it comes down to how we deal with the disabled. You know what I'm saying? We really have to do that. The word is love for real, man. I tell you, we have to check it. That's why I say, when I really look at Mark Golding and the facts and grow around disabled people, this is why his character is what it is. His character is so profound. He is of good character because he has been around those people, and those people are his friends. Those people are, you know, he has seen his social parameters are just widened because of his experience with disabled individuals from he was very young, growing up with them, not being disabled himself, you know, but growing up around them. Is glaucoma? Isn't glaucoma? Oh, glaucoma. Oh, sorry. Where say your uncle? Mr. Floyd Morris is your uncle, Betty Ann? Big up Mr. Floyd Morris. Sorry about that, and thanks for the correction. Glaucoma. And he lost his eyesight. So the point I'm making is this. Let us treat each other with more love and respect, regardless of our physical, you know, restrictions. You know, let us really treat each other better. You know, everybody. Big up Marky G, man. What am I tell you?
For discrimination where I grew up, I born and grow with the understanding that whatever your color, your class, your creed, people are people. That is what I know. As Sister P said, never look down on someone unless you are lifting them up. This speaks to engendering positive values and attitudes in a nation by making our most vulnerable our most valuable. A caring nation requires that we put people first. These experiences taught me, as the donkey would say, that the world no level and that the system has to change. It must change if there is going to be real change. So I have grown and lived the tenets of the People's National Party, and no doubt that is what led me here. And comrades and friends, I never took my eyes off justice. So joining the People's National Party was an easy fit for me. When Prime Minister Simpson Miller invited me to sit in the Senate when she was opposition leader, it was an exciting opportunity for me to evolve from a career in the law and business into pursuing justice for our people. Social justice, economic justice, distributive justice, restorative justice, environmental justice. That is what Mark Jefferson Golding stands for. We must forge a society. So, my fellow Jamaicans, we must forge a society with equality, fairness, social justice, and dignity for our people at the forefront of our hearts and our minds as we transcend the discussions and the struggles and hardships of our history and our present. I believe that the greatest, fastest, and most sustainable development will come from investing in and empowering our people. trickling down and tinkering with the status quo will never transform our society to a new and better paradigm. Time come for us to recognize the rights of all Jamaicans. No child should be excluded from a school or adult from their workplace because they wear locks. And no government should ever fight in court to defend any rule that excludes Rasta child or Rasta picnic from wearing locks and coming to school.
You guys remember in Zinga? When the police them cut off our locks? What was the position of the JLP? That's a rhetorical question. Carl Garden incident, one of the greatest atrocities, human rights atrocities by a government, the JLP. No one of them not like Isaac Buchanan. No one of them not like Damian Crawford. Them don't like Rasta. And don't talk about Terry Long. Terry Long is not a Rasta. Alright? Yeah, man. In our real life.
Time come to complete the reimagining of our ganja industry, liberating our small farmers and bringing them into the center of our policy to make that industry work for all Jamaicans. Time come to give our people access to the beaches and rivers of this country for their recreation so they can de-stress and enjoy the natural beauty of their island home. Time come to eliminate any abusive labor practices like the device of contract work in the public and private sector when it denies our workers their basic employment benefits.
The hotel workers out there, pay attention. Security guards, all the contract workers, pay attention here. Vote for real change. I'm just saying. Thank you for the likes, Jamaican Iron Man. Big up. George, everybody, thank you.
To once again provide affordable housing for our people and to regularize land ownership for thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands who have lived without secure tenure for decades. Time come for a livable wage that adjusts with inflation so that a basic quality of life is assured to all our workers and to do more for our long-suffering pensions as well. Time come for a new deal for our teachers, our police officers, our nurses, our firemen, our correctional officers who serve the public and deserve to be treated with respect. We have work to do, comrades. I know these things are possible with the will and skills to achieve them. These are part of the mission of the next PNP government. The Prime Minister just needs to fly the gate. Call it Andrew, call it, and Iman will sound the trumpet. After 8 long years, the people have had enough. The captain and his ship are sinking and his sailors are bailing out. Jamaican governance has become more coarse, more crass, more corrupt and more corrosive. Jamaicans have lost confidence in the future of our country and in its current leadership. They feel unsafe for their families and themselves. They feel economically deprived and insecure. They feel underappreciated and taken advantage of and hopeless. The government is failing the people. But help is on the way, my fellow Jamaicans. Better is possible and better must come. Time come and we choose change. Comrades and friends, last year Jamaica embarked upon a formal process of constitutional reform. The people were excluded from the design of the process, and the people did not trust it. The PNP is very clear on our positions on points of principle. Our representatives on the committee that they established did not sign the report of that committee because we did not agree, and we do not agree with some of its recommendations. And I will share some of those issues with you now. First, the reformed constitution will establish the role of a president to replace the Governor General. We have no problem with that. The president will play a critical role in appointments to sensitive positions of state, and that president must be perceived as independent of partisan politics. The president must enjoy the trust and confidence of the society as a whole. Therefore, if there is no consensus between the government and the opposition on who the person should be as president, the PNP does not support the appointment being made by a simple majority vote in Parliament. That effectively is what the majority of that committee have recommended. That would compromise the independence, trust, and confidence that the president must enjoy. And I say, no way, that is not in the interest of Jamaica. We also insist that an impeachment procedure should be included in the reformed constitution to hold delinquent politicians to account. The two parties were originally committed to this. I tabled a revised impeachment bill in Parliament in April 2021, over 3 years ago. But this government has chosen to ignore it for 1,237 days. Accountability is not a priority for them as it is for the PNP. The JLP has flip-flopped and impeachment has been excluded from the report of that Constitutional Reform Committee.
Those two issues, the forming of this president president and so, is very, very serious issues, you know. You're talking about the balance of power. For those who don't understand, people think that the People's National, some people that are very simple-minded, think that, you know, the opposition is just opposing for opposing sake. No. The way how the Jamaica Labour Party wants to structure the constitutional reform is going to lead to the abuse of citizens. That's what it's going. Listen, our right to freedom of speech will be nullified if the Jamaica Labour Party goes into power. I said that without any apology, without any fear or favor. I guarantee it. Right? That Dana Morris Dixon, she has made some utterances that allude to this opinion of mine. You understand? They wouldn't mind, you know, if they could have shut down all of the mainstream media, social media pages that have an issue with this government and make us null and void. Let me remove this person. Won't even address them. All I gotta do is block them. You understand? Freedom of speech will be non-existent under the Jamaica Labour Party if they win the next. You see the NITS? The NITS was a total violation of our constitutional rights. And they were going to pass it. They were going to pass it, ladies and gentlemen. If it wasn't for the People's National Party, we would be in deep doo-doo. You hear me? Deep doo-doo. Our information would be accessible to the biggest hackers. Lord of mercy. Our companies, they could sell our information. Yo, privacy violation. A whole heap of things they wrong with the NITS. Real tangible issues. Right? And this is when I tell people that the PNP and the JLP is not the same. If the PNP and the JLP had the same agenda, the JLP would be getting everything they want done. The needs, the way how they want the constitutional reform, all of it. it would have been done. All right, the president, the way they wanted to structure the impeachment would have been gone. Can you imagine you have an opposition that is fighting for impeachment to be the focus of the Constitution? That is a government that wants to be held accountable. Mark Golding is a leader that wants to be held accountable. Mark Golding is a leader that wants to be held accountable by the law. I cannot say the same for the Jamaica Labour Party and the Andrew Owners and the rest of them. I don't trust none of them. I cannot say the same for them. Their action has helped me to have the opinion of them otherwise. All of them. The Marlin Malawushi. Hey! Mighty God. Let's continue.
We support full decolonization now, not a piecemeal approach. No more foreign king as our head of state, and no more inaccessible final court on the other side of the world that decides our laws in the name of a foreign king. We want a final court that is accessible to our people so that they can get justice. And the Caribbean Court of Justice, the CACJ, is doing this for the people of Barbados, Guyana, Belize, Dominica, and St. Lucia. And those countries are doing well. Time come for the Jamaican people to have the fundamental right of access to high quality justice at the highest level. Comrades, fellow Jamaicans, those are some of the reasons why the PNP did not sign that report. But our party is very committed to constitutional reform, and when we form government, we will restart that process, but in an inclusive way. We will invite the people of Jamaica to participate in a meaningful conversation about how we can enrich our democracy by making our leaders more accountable to the people. How we can make the processes of government more transparent to the people, and how we can empower the people through a more participatory model of local government. We are committed to completing the local government reforms which we embarked on when we were last in government but have stalled under this government. We will implement the commitments made in our local government election manifesto to empower our municipalities to deliver high quality government and services to the people in the municipal corporations. Jamaicans are tired of the impunity of those who hold political power. Public officials must be held accountable, and there must be transparency and openness in the conduct of national affairs and reasonable protection of privacy in personal life. I am very concerned about the insidious abuse of the Data Protection Act by state officials to restrict disclosure of potentially damning information in which there is a strong and legitimate public interest. First, it was to hide the details about the waste of taxpayers' money to make massive rental payments for an unoccupied building to a private owner. Then it was to hide information about the salaries being paid to the former DPP, whose extension in office was ruled unconstitutional by the Supreme Court, and to the person who was appointed to act as DPP pending a permanent appointment.
People, don't remember that. Wanna remember that? Wanna remember the 2 buildings them by the THA are rent to empty? One of them supposed to be refurbished by the end of September. You know, I would love to find out what is going on with that building. Norman Dunn building. The MP, the day in Parliament, one for your St. Mary, that is getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars a month for empty building, while getting paid. Talk about a partner job. Talk about people. You must say the man them like all people come in the comment section and support a corrupt party. You guys don't have a problem with that? Them taking our tax dollars, paying an MP that is already being paid for his building, he's getting paid to be an MP. I've never heard Norman Dunn speak. And this is not about him. It's about the situation. So I want you to follow me. It's what the government is allowing to happen. How is it possible you have an MP getting paid his salary? Don't know whatever other type of business he do. Don't business about that. Him have building that you are paying him for, a building that is empty. That is supposed to be the building where the THG are going to move in at the tax office in that area, and the building hasn't been empty. And then we hear say some refurbishing supposed to go on while they're paying the money. And then the other building down there, so we don't know who owned that. It's the same thing matter about hiding information from the public that is of great public interest. I don't know, but you guys really that are deciding that you're gonna vote for the JLP, I don't get it. I don't know how you can vote for corruption, nepotism, cronyism. It's so blatant. It stink up the whole of Jamaica. It's sad. It is sad. Desmond, it is sad. It is very sad. No, I've always said this. If you're a criminal and you're voting for the JLP and somehow you are benefiting from the corruption, I understand. You're a criminal. So, but people that purport to be Christians, people that believe in God, people that claim that they have some level of, you know, moral, ethics and values, standards for themselves. How do you support this? How do you support this party, the JLP? And come in comment sections talking about third term. Man, y'all are sick, man. Y'all need God, man. Y'all need Jesus. People, let's get to 25k likes on the TikTok. For the people over here, get us to 100 likes on YouTube, man. Let's go.
Come take a look in Jamaica.
There is no accountability for non-performance in this JLP administration. Government negligently allows critical boards and tribunals to grind to a halt because of failure to make appointments when the terms of those boards expire. The Early Childhood Commission, the Access to Information Appeals Tribunal, even the Public Service Commission itself have been examples of the government falling asleep at the job. And ministers desperately seek to pass the buck when a passenger falls sick and dies at our largest airport without any prompt medical response or even an ambulance to take him to hospital in time to try and save his life. Corruption is rampant at the highest levels of this government. You will remember during my budget presentation when they tried to prevent me from saying some critical things about governance, even shutting down the sitting of Parliament. Well, I went on the street and I said what I had to say, and I will say it here again. The failure to disclose the identity of the so-called illicit 6 MPs who are under investigation by the Integrity Commission for illicit enrichment remains a festering sore, only made worse by the Prime Minister's gag order on cabinet ministers speaking publicly on these matters. But wait, comrades, I have to rewrite that part because it is no longer 6, it has gone to 8. So let me say it again. The failure to disclose the identity of the so-called illicit 8 MPs who are under investigation by the Integrity Commission remains a festering sore.
Hey, Marky G, that's where they're gonna live now, brother. That's where they're still not treated. And the Prime Minister still uncertified. And him have the ice in a port. Why am I tell you? What can go so?
Minister's gag order on his cabinet ministers and MPs speaking publicly on these matters. Comrades, I had to hurry up and say that a second time, because before we reach and finish here today, maybe it will move from 8 to 12, the way how the number of labor rights illicits seems to multiply like gremlins.
Oh my God. Mark Golden prophesied it to. From last year, this now. Him man say him afraid him have to talk fast because the whole him a grow like gremlin, he might go from 8 to 12. Then people now almost 12 people. This man a prophet to blows us. God will not give him a prophetic utterance and he not even realize. Man, take all of Daniel. No. Let me play that.
Here today, maybe it will move from 8 to 12, the way how the number of labor rights illicits seems to multiply like gremlins. And comrades, now we have a second Integrity Commission report on the Prime Minister, sent to Parliament, but not yet tabled for the public to see, with little bits of it being selectively leaked to JLP allied media houses. We will put a stop to such shenanigans. We will change the law so that all Integrity Commission reports must be published on Parliament's website within a short time, perhaps 24 hours of being sent to Parliament, so all Jamaicans can read those reports. Comrades, it is time to change these things. Accountability and transparency matter, and that is change. When the PNP forms government, our job is to create an environment in which Jamaicans can thrive and achieve their versions of the Jamaican dream. Every Jamaican must feel well cared for and enabled by their government. We must invest and build an efficient and caring public service with short wait times, giving value for the taxes that you pay. We want a Jamaica where our people don't pay to migrate to foreign because you're so nice. People deserve much more than what is happening now. We want garbage moved from our gates. We want street lights that work. We want sewage in pipes underground and not running in the streets. We want clean piped water in all our homes, and we want roads that don't mash up our vehicles' front ends if you're lucky enough to have a vehicle. And we want public health facilities that treat people with dignity and provide good and affordable health care. And we need schools that give every child a strong basic education so they can go on to pursue whatever career they choose. And we want to feel safe in our homes and in our communities. While there is no magic wand to do everything at once, the PNP in government will prioritize the things that the people are crying out for every day.
This is why, Mark Golden is fit to lead. I want you guys to own in on that honesty from the party leader, soon to be Prime Minister of Jamaica. I'm going to play it again. Listen to what he said.
And we want to feel safe in our homes and in our communities. While there is no magic wand to do everything at once, the PNP in government will prioritize the things that the people are crying out for every day.
Labor rights, non-undecided voters. You see all of the things they want to ball out for the most on the need. That is what they're going to prioritize. There's no magic one. You're not going to just wave and fix. It's all hands on deck. And we're not going to know the extent of the damage that the JLP has done to this country until there's audits in every ministry. That's one of the first things they have to do. The health ministry needs to be audited properly. The education ministry needs to be audited properly. The energy ministry, energy transport, all that. the bus that needs to be audited properly, so we can understand where we are truly at. And those audits are going to be made public, because this government, that the PMP, is going to be a transparent one, and then we can move forward from there. But it's not a magic one business. We got to put in the work. Remember, you know, ladies and gentlemen, our ancestors, you know, they sacrificed a lot, even their lives, for us to be able to have this moment right here where we can speak freely and we can speak boldly about what is happening in our country. If it was the olden days, do you think that I would have won the opportunity to even have a system like this and doing what I'm doing? No. I wouldn't even have a good education if it was for the slave masters. Who prioritize education? The PMP. Who doesn't? The JLP. I want you to think about that. Who is really your enemy? Who is really your enemy of progress? Our slave masters did not want us to read. Did not want us to be educated. And this government under Andrew Jones has not built one school. Let's continue. Think about that.
Ensure that public resources are not scraped away in corruption for friends and cronies, but are only used for the benefit of the people. My fellow Jamaicans, the PNP will apply a mix of change policies to put things right. We are ready to move forward on a new path. The PNP's talent pool is deep and wide, with the right mix of experience, skill, expertise, energy, and commitment to transform Jamaica. We are ready to take the bold steps necessary to make Jamaicans' lives better, and we have a plan. Jamaica has one of the highest murder rates in the world.
Well, Mark Stewart said this morning, somebody asked about in our comment section, let me hear. When say pertaining to politics. Say that again? Look to the hills after the announcement. Okay, so we are going to need protection, because that's all like disaster. I see him, and yes, I see him thinking prophetess say them a plan to have a bloody election, because them know so they can't win. Anyway, don't take that lightly, ladies and gentlemen. Those are prophetic utterances. No, so we're not going to listen, because I see him prophet and tell you say, until the disaster come, we're not going to listen. We're not going to look to God. We're just going to, this person said, I don't see the PNP elevating the country. Let me ask you something. All of the institutions that have elevated Jamaica, is who put them together? Who built them? National Health Fund, Housing Trust, all of them. Michael Manley and the PNP. What are you talking about? Name one agency with the JLP bill that has built Jamaica. Don't worry, I'll wait. Name it. Listen to me. We're talking about the two parties. Because you just say you don't see how the PNP can make Jamaica better. The PNP has made Jamaica better. Portia Simpson Miller has done a lot. The man with them love to talk about, PJ, has done a lot. It doesn't matter if he was less accomplished than Michael Manley. He's more accomplished than any other JLP Prime Minister. So what are you talking about? We can't act like the evidence isn't there of the accomplishments of the leaders of the People's National Party. No, that's a lie. PMP don't start and JLP finish nothing. PMP start, put it in place and JLP wreck it. That is a lie from the pits of hell. Rather, NHT, right? No bastard no there. Free education, real free education. What are you talking about? You know much Jamaican benefit from free education? We turn doctor now well established and lawyer and them something. Me always say you not talk about FinSac. You go do the research about FinSac. Mark Golding has nothing to do with FinSac. Mark Golding wasn't a politician. The man was a businessman. What are you talking about? FinSac was a response, right, to damage that the JLP did. Right? And if we're going to be honest, you know, in the response, they took advice from the IMF that was bad advice. Go and look up the Washington consensus and you understand what I'm talking about. Their intentions was good, right? Please go, please. Because I can't tell the people, I can't take the people when I talk about me alive. Please go and don't come back. Mark Golding had nothing to do with FinSac. Absolutely nothing. Right? That is something where propaganda where nationwide try to spread when they have a conference and they might come ask him about FinSac. You could have seen Mark Golding's face. He was so perturbed, like, what? What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? We have had more growth in Jamaica under the PNP than the JLP, and that's a fact. That's just a fact. And if you see, you guys like to talk about the past. What growth has... You are going to say that JLP cannot grow the country. And PNP can't grow the country. The JLP has not grown the country. We have had no growth economically in 9 years. Thank you very much. Why hasn't the JLP released the FinSac report if anybody in the PNP or Mark Golding is involved? If you're going to talk about corruption, under the JLP, the corruption standard of Jamaica has gotten worse. Anything under 50 is bad. The PNP actually improved our corruption standard under Mama P. They actually improved it. It wasn't that bad. Alright? So, I'm done with you. And when I go talk about GDP, please understand that the PNP set those laws in place where the debt and the GDP is concerned. They are specific rules that the JLP must follow. And if they follow it, we're going to go into a certain trajectory. It's not them put that together. And it's just the truth. And them put it together. I'm going to go read the man. Go do the research the man. And stop asking foolishness. Go do the research, man. And Mama P that again. Because Mama P had to fix the economy because of what the JLP did. Right? And get us back on track. And that she did. No, JLP don't finish nothing. When it come on to the GDP and the debt, the PNP set that. And that's a fact. And me done with you. Me done with you after now. That's it. Moving on. So now distraction.
Priority must be strengthening and enabling communities to feel safe and secure. The PNP's vision for citizen security is built on a foundation of community partnership and empowerment. We are committed.
Look upon this dunce person. PNP uno dunce. Our corruption index is the best since 2015. Oh my God. Wow, wait. This is a teachable moment. That's Maddy at dunce. What their name? Spatilia? Boss? Oh my, wait a minute. We're gonna go to the internet. Corruption index for... Hold on. Why not type? try it. Come on for this now, I don't want to try nothing, brother. Corruption index for Jamaica. Corruption index for Jamaica between 2016 and 2025. Alright. It says here Jamaica's corruption perception index score has remained consistent at 44 out of 100 between 2017 and 2024. But the country's ranking among 180 countries has fluctuated in 2024. Jamaica ranked 73, a drop from 69 in 2023. So how comes you say it are the best, but it dropped? How comes you say it are the best when it dropped? Come off on my page. Come off on my page. Lift up. Go do a quick Google search and you see that for yourself. In 2016, it was at 39. 39. Mama P left you at 39. Hold on there. No. Where there? Hold on. In 2016. No, that I don't Mama P that are them. I have got look on it from 2015 before when Mama P did have it. But it did there at 39. That bad. Because anything under 50 is bad. Anything under 50 is bad enough. When me look at Mama P years, the CPI for Jamaica in our 4 years she did there now. 4 years she did that over. So we can go back to 2011 to 2015. Let's look at that. 2011 to 2015. Let me see. What was the score? Oh, them not sure upon this. I want to see numbers them. What you say? CPI score on the scale of 1 to 10 is perceived at least corrupt, and 1 is most corrupt. Let me see. Oh, them did grade different that time there. Them did grade different. Them did grade between 1 to 10. Them did grade between 1 to 10, so they different that time there. Damn. But the same concept is that the lower it there, closer it there to 1 is the more corrupt it is. Or closer it there to, closer it there to 100. Closer it there to 1, number 1, the more corrupt it is. So we did there 39 in 2016. And we are 44 now. It's been fluctuating. It's been going up and down. That's not impressive. We need for the over 50. Me go get that information in full for all I hears them. As a matter of fact, I am going to do what I can for nullify this argument once and for all. To get all our data. Because me know say it never so bad. In that time there with Mama P. It wasn't that bad. This is the most corrupt Jamaica has been, and it shows in the corruption index. Most corrupt. Right? But moving on. Powell, where you deal with? Where you say? Mama P and Peter Phillips resuscitate Jamaica. Yeah. Jamaica did depend life support economically when the JLP did give Portia the reins. Life support. You understand? And it look like a similar thing and Jonas I don't know. When they gonna lose. I don't know why them stay so.
Optimal blend of effective law enforcement with community-driven solutions to create a safer Jamaica. Our strategy targets the root causes of crime and delivers results that reduce crime and violence sustainably. A balanced approach to crime and crime reduction is at the core of our strategy. Our approach recognizes that public safety is best achieved when enforcement and prevention are working in harmony. Under this government, that has not been happening. But we have a plan. They shut down Unite for Change, and they defunded the Peace Management Initiative, and crime and violence went through the roof. We will not neglect the need for community engagement. We will not outsource it to the private sector. We will partner with the private sector, with the churches, with civil society, and roll out a national program of effective, holistic, and sustainable community engagement. And we will not ignore the reality that our prison system needs an overhaul so it rehabilitates inmates rather than producing more hardened criminals.
Prison reform needs to be a big focus. Because remember, you know, even the minister, even the the commissioner of police, Mr. Blake, even him said the prisons are overrun enough. Them not have enough space. So one thing you should be focused on is, one, when those people come out, they don't go back in. So prison reform needs to be a top priority.
Citizen security, education, social transformation, culture, and sports have been taking a joined-up approach, working together. We will invest heavily to increase the number of social workers in our communities, tasked with addressing core social programs and problems like school absenteeism, teenage parenting, and student hunger. We will ensure that the needs of our most vulnerable citizens, children, elderly, and infirm Jamaicans are responded to by the state. And therapeutic counseling will be integrated into our intervention programs to combat the culture of violence and the trauma that it causes. We will provide at-risk youth with viable alternatives to criminal activity, investing in remedial education, job training, and youth development programs. The next PNP government will revisit and revamp the Social Development Commission. It was originated by the Right Excellent Norman Manley, and once again it will become a catalyst for sustainable community development. We envision community-based training programs in construction skills, coding, software development, dramatic performance, arts, music, design, filmmaking, sound engineering, and sports. This will engage more young people in productive tasks and give lawful alternative pathways for the youth to make a good living. This integrated approach will lay the foundation for sustainable peace and progress in our communities. We will also pass legislation to allow targeted detentions under court supervision for known producers of violence on whom there is credible intelligence. This will enable cases to be built and lead to successful prosecutions, so there is accountability and no more impunity in this land. Our proactive interventionist social policy will also help to support our economic policy, and it is to that economic policy that I now turn. My fellow Jamaicans, we are at a crossroads in our nation's economic history. The country faces two distinct economic choices. Jamaica, under the current government, will continue down a path where only a few benefit, and most Jamaicans face hard times, frustration, and hopelessness.
When poor people fed up,
Prudent fiscal. We remain committed to macroeconomic stability and prudent fiscal management. That's very important, comrades.
split? You don't know? I'm trying to figure out. Oh my God. What is this? Oh. It tell me if you invite somebody. I don't want nobody. This is not that type of stream. You understand? I'll figure it out.
The last PNP administration that did the heavy lifting to enable Jamaica to reduce its debt to GDP ratio by half in just 10 years is the PNP who achieved that and started that ball rolling in the right direction.
You hear that? Tell him again, Marky G.
Lifting to enable Jamaica to reduce its debt to GDP ratio by half in just 10 years. That's very important, comrades. Never forget that it was the last PNP administration that did the heavy lifting to enable Jamaica to reduce its debt to GDP ratio by half in just 10 years. It's the PNP who achieved that and started that ball rolling in the right direction.
Hey, so the brother a while ago go back in a single box. Oh, you do that? That may I ask you. Oh, you achieve that? Or you go back in a single box? But that may I try to figure out. Right? But so we want the people to understand. Say, listen, man. Showdown, live show. A while ago, me do all the good thing, but we don't know. Yeah, me I tell him, say, brother, when it comes on to the fiscal prudence thing, just understand, bro. Say, I some switch camera, I don't know if you do that, but I don't know you got to single box. Ah! I think I found it. Wait a minute. No. Your guests and viewers will see the layout change immediately. Yay! I did it! Man, I feel good. I just learned something. Let's continue.
While that is necessary, it is clearly not sufficient. Our national sacrifices and fiscal successes must deliver real improvement in the lives of our people. Everybody must benefit and no one should be left behind. That is the PNP philosophy. We will build out our vision of Jamaica becoming a global maritime and aviation logistics hub. It started under us, but it has stalled. Jamaica must capitalize on our unique geographical position, right at the trade lines that pass through the Panama Canal and at the heart of international trade routes. We will build out clusters of logistics-related activities to increase quality, well-paying jobs and expand the economy, driving further investment in logistics-related industries. Our aim is to transform Jamaica into a premier trade and logistics hub and the gateway to the Americas and a cornerstone of growth in regional and hemispheric trade. We need a more balanced and resilient economy in an era of growing food insecurity. So, look out for the transformation of agriculture and the blue economy, our maritime economy, to drive rural development. We have to invest in farm roads, in cold storage facilities, in irrigation systems. We have to deepen the use of technology, marketing support, and expanded access to affordable loans for our farmers. We will forge collaborative relationships with the large private sector players in poultry, agro-processing, milk and livestock production to improve and increase their already significant contribution to the economy. We will partner with CASE and other research institutions to develop productivity boosting projects and improve our planting stock, our animal genetics, our farming systems, animal husbandry and agronomy. We will boost our own research facilities at Bolo, Orange River, and Montpelier. Experts in each sector will provide the blueprint required for our farmers to grow those sectors so as to ensure food security for our nation. Comrades, another critical industry in the pursuit of inclusive, sustainable economic growth is the cultural creative sector. The state must get behind this sector to assist it to reach its enormous economic potential for the people of Jamaica. Our portfolio teams will work together to establish a single authority for the efficient granting of permits for entertainment events. We will establish 24-hour entertainment zones in suitable locations and develop balanced and clear guidelines under the Noise Abatement Act for nighttime entertainment in communities. Comrades, energy is fundamental to the economic development of our country. Remember this government's promises in 2016 about big power plants and big energy companies to lower light bills in Jamaica. Well, they are nowhere to be seen. This JLP government has failed to bring on board any new renewable capacity to the grid. And we are tired of those promises from the government year after year. We will get it done. We have done it before and we will do it again. The price of electricity is too high in Jamaica and the PNP will get it down.
So we decide to say, well, me not pay the bill. So we say, alright, me not pay the bill. So we decide to say, well, me not pay the bill.
We will invest in regularizing electricity supply in communities where trucks are the norm. And the state has to underwrite most of the cost of rewiring, inspection and certification and provide solar capacity pooled into community microgrids to reduce household electricity bills among newly regularized customers. Everyone must lawful. The current JPSCO license is coming to an end. So we have the opportunity, indeed the duty, to ensure a more responsive and forward-looking approach to customers' needs and the resilience of our country's transmission and distribution systems to be taken. Energy is critical to the economy. Change means enabling families to own land and afford proper housing. Land and housing are fundamental development priorities. In celebration of our first female Prime Minister, we will bring forth the Portia Initiative, the program for orderly renewal and transformation of infrastructure in all areas, the Portia Initiative. This program will drive policies that Sister P stood for, improving infrastructure in old housing schemes, tearing down zinc fences in communities and replacing them with proper concrete walls, completing the infrastructure and land titling for existing land tenure regularization schemes, they call it Operation Pride, and rolling out new ones to bring hope and decent living conditions in areas of social neglect. Our beloved Sister P will smile as the next PNP government improves sidewalks for persons with disabilities, provides housing assistance to needy citizens, and beautifies communities where our people live. The Portia Initiative is a must, and time come for that.
Hey, if I want thing I'm certain about, you see Portia Initiative, Mark Bolin is a loyal man. That Portia Initiative there, them are going to put a lot of work in it. You know how him feel about Mama P already. So all the people that are going to benefit from the Portia Initiative, just know it's a main focus for these guys, yeah? Remember good. Let's continue.
The next PNP government will also make lands available to the National Housing Trust for qualified contributors so they can build their own homes. From day one, we are going to restore the core mandate of the National Housing Trust, which was the baby of Michael Joshua Manley. We will stop the extraction of capital from the National Housing Trust. It was an emergency measure. It was supposed to only last for 4 years, and it has now continued for over 12 years. And we will return to
labor rights. Labor rights. You hear that? Because of the JLP, mash up the economy with the IMF, Porsche had to use that money from the NHT for 4 years. It was supposed to end, right? But Antipolis in his infinite wisdom has continued to use that money. And housing for people that are qualified, well, I tell you, rough. But you don't know, market share come right the wrong, yeah? Yeah, man, market share come right the wrong, man. Continue, because the housing part, I love the housing program, you know.
For people who need to buy or build a home. We plan a comprehensive review of all laws relating to housing to find ways to make housing more affordable for all Jamaicans. These initiatives are all about balancing the books and the people's lives, something that Sister P always spoke about and believed in. Comrades, Jamaica must emerge from an economy characterized by low growth, low wages, low technology, low productivity. And to do that, we must choose change. And this area, investment in human development must be the key. It must be the key. And when it comes to education, the People's National Party's conviction remains the same. Education, education, education is at the top of our priority list. We are committed to building an education system that is inclusive, equitable, and excellent. Bold steps and real investment are needed to ensure that every child from the earliest years through to tertiary education has the opportunity to succeed. We have the plan and we are ready. Today, I reaffirm our party's commitment to excellence in education. Our approach to early childhood development will provide performance-based incentives for early childhood facilities to give them additional resources to improve standards. At the primary and secondary levels, we will implement a comprehensive program that is targeted and provides targeted support to each aspect of the curriculum. Expanding access to tertiary education is also a critical part of the mix. I have long advocated for the removal of guarantors for student loans, a policy that this government has eventually adopted, and it was a significant step forward. And we are in full support of that, because we put the interests of Jamaican people first. But as the party of ideas and implementation, we must take this further. We believe education must not be a burden of debt, but a bridge to a better future. We will make student loans more borrower-friendly. Graduates will only begin to repay their student loans once they are employed, and their monthly payments will be capped at an affordable percentage of their monthly income. Must not be a burden of this first. But as the party of ideas and implementation, we must take this further. We believe education must not be a burden of debt, but a bridge to a better future. We will make student loans more borrower-friendly. Graduates will only begin to repay their student loans once they are employed, and their monthly payments will be capped at an affordable percentage of their monthly income. And if there are times when they are between jobs or they're out of work, payment on their student loans will be deferred and tacked onto the back end of the loan period without penalties. This will remove the fear and reluctance among young people to borrow to invest in their education, and it will free up young professionals to build their careers.
Sorry, so Mark Golding wasn't the prime minister when me I got to school. Because that's the main reason why I'm going to go to college, you know. You see the student loan thing? I said, no man, me don't want them embarrassment that I see going in the newspaper. Me no come from no rich family. You understand? So, yeah, that's why me never go to college. The money. So this is a great initiative. You have to have that flexible payment policy there for the children them that want to take a student loan. And that goes for the labor rights them to hear. Yeah man, you're not going to benefit to hear labor rights. Continue.
Teachers are the backbone of the education system, and we must show that we truly value our teachers, and we must do whatever is necessary to persuade them to stay in our education system. A student loan forgiveness program will be provided to our teachers based on their years of service in the system. And what we have in mind is that 1 year of payments on their student loan will be forgiven for every year that they remain employed in the public education system. Making the necessary investments in vocational training is also critical for Jamaica to move up the value chain. This starts at the secondary level. Every second on their student loan will be forgiven for every day in our education system. A student loan forgiveness program will be provided to our teachers based on their years of service in the system. And what we have in mind is that 1 year of payments on their student loan will be forgiven for every year that they remain employed in the public education system.
At this point, the Jamaica Labour Party will lose in every constituency. Teachers, you go to school and you use a student loan, you start work, more you work, you don't have to pay nothing. For 5 years, you go take for your student loan pay for forgiveness for your 5 year them. Just work the 5 year them. And your student loan is forgiven. Talk up to me, no man. That is what they call a teacher retention plan. Talk up to me. One market on the PMP, Damian Crawford, big up.
Investments in vocational training is also critical for Jamaica to move up the value chain. This starts at the secondary level. Every secondary school must offer a cluster of vocational offerings and will be equipped with state-of-the-art vocational labs, providing hands-on training in critical skills during the day for the students, and will be open to adults in the evenings, promoting lifelong learning and skills development. We also need to incentivize businesses to invest in training, and we have a plan. We propose that HEART matches dollar for dollar the amount that businesses spend on training. This will incentivize and expand business training programs even beyond the current employees of the business. We see a dynamic partnership between the state and the private sector to transform national productivity, rapidly developing our capacity to absorb new investments that create well-paying, high-value-added jobs for our people. It cannot be denied that to have a strong and productive economy, we must have a healthy population. Every Jamaican has joined in the sacrifices that reduced our country's debt. Our people ought to be repaid with a health sector that treats every Jamaican with dignity, not burdened by long waiting times, sleeping on floors or chairs because there are no beds available to admit them when they are sick, and heavy charges for outsourced diagnostic tests that cost an arm and a leg because the equipment in the public sector health system is not being maintained. Millions of dollars are being spent on marketing a broken health system to make everything seem fine and dandy. popularity is being prioritized over the health of our people. Under this government, the Cornwall Regional Hospital is still barely functioning. The last price tag we heard for its refurbishing was over $22 billion, when $2 billion was originally to be spent, and no one has been held accountable under this regime. It is scandalous, and it is putting additional pressure on the health system to try to cover up or cover for this major health facility being out of action for so long.
Time come. Some are got charged for corruption. Oh yes.
We choose change, and here is what we will do. We know that prevention is much better than cure, less costly and faster. We will focus on primary care to detect and treat diabetes, high blood pressure, and other chronic diseases, and screen for the early detection and treatment of cancer. The goal is to treat patients well before they get so sick that they need to be admitted into hospital. We reform procurement and inventory management in the health sector to ensure value for money, and we will give healthcare workers the necessary tools to do their jobs properly. We will train teams of biomedical engineers to repair and maintain the broken equipment, the x-ray machines, ultrasound, CAT scan, ventilators, and keep them in working order so patients have access to them when they need it most. We will expand urgent care services to reduce overcrowding and long waiting times in emergency departments. Comrades, it is a disgraceful blot on this government's record that maternal and child death rates are higher today than they were in 1995. Jamaica is going backwards under this government. Mothers and babies are dying. What happened, Andrew? How come you don't hear the dead babies now?
I hear the spirit of a little baby crying. Crying, crying. I hear the spirit of a little baby crying. Crying, crying, crying.
The PNP will...
But this was last year, no? And in June, we had 24 babies dying in 25 days at Jubilee Hospital. And Christopher Tufton still have a job. Can you believe that? Why in Jamaica, I don't know where, man. Patrick, you say what's up? Pick up yourself in a baby. Happy Sunday to you. Yes, Curiosity Kid. Operation Jamaica Reset. Somebody say PMP are going to mash up where the jail people are do. Well, they need to mash up the corruption. They need to mash up the destruction. They need to mash it up. It needs to mash up. Because we don't know who I talk about. Now, when I say jail people, they do something good. Mighty God.
Of intensive care units providing critical care for mothers, babies, and the general population. My fellow Jamaicans, comrades of the People's National Party, and friends, I have provided you with an understanding of the direction that we must take Jamaica in order to move our country forward. Effective governance built on integrity and honest communication with the Jamaican people are principles that will guide a Mark Golding-led PNP government. We have the team, a team that is sharply focused on providing efficient and caring public service to make Jamaicans feel more hopeful, more empowered, and more facilitated. Our policy mix will engender positive values and attitudes, a greater sense of national purpose, and a caring liberty among all our people. I and I must live as one. We are on the pathway of change to build a society where every well-thinking Jamaican has the opportunity to improve their quality of life. That is our ambition, and I draw inspiration from our most transformational leader, Michael Joshua Manley, who told us if the moral purpose of this mission is to remain intact, it must be approached in humility and supported by prayer. Comrades, it is up to all of us now. Walk every hill and valley, every nook and cranny, every street and lane. Bring in the 90 and 9 and then go for the missing one. Listen to the people's voices and let them hear the trumpet sounding, the mighty refrain from Niggeril Point to Moran Point and back. Time come, and we choose change. Power to the people, comrades. Power to the people. Power to the people. One love, and God bless Jamaica, land we love.
Wow. 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 The man is ready to serve, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Jefferson Golding is ready for service of the people. Understand what I'm saying? I saw some people in the chat. They can't hear the genuine passion in this man's voice. And I really want you guys to go and watch that video about his father on my channel. Mark Golding has very big shoes to fill. The legacy that his father left behind in service of Jamaica as the Prime Minister. Yeah, he has very big shoes to fill. Very big shoes. And I love it. I love it because it's going to benefit the Jamaican people. You understand? Him having that big shoes to fill. Of course, you can't listen to this as a well-thinking Jamaica with a clean heart and not be uplifted by this speech. I'm telling you. Right? So, I am happy that Mark Golding has big shoes to fill because his father and mother did so much for this country. And that only means that for him to circumvent his father and mother in their achievements in service to the people, and you know, affect generations to come, Mark Golding has a lot of work to do, and powerful work at that. Powerful work. So I am excited, but yes, I do listen to the prophets, and I echo the message of the prophets. People, the blood of Jesus. You have to have the covering of the blood of Jesus in this time. Desmond Mackenzie said they will not surrender Jamaica to the PMP. Andrew Only said he will not allow PMPism to return back to the country. Everal Warman said Mark Golding will be the Prime Minister of Jamaica over his dead body. These are the, and you guys have seen the reports coming out of Donovan Williams, the shooting there, so, and even the one with Darrell Vaz talking about the PMP, do this and that, in and around the same area, one meeting with them they have, and the police them say nothing no go so. The police them say nothing no go so, and you know, I was speaking to a friend, and he said something surprising to me. He said he has a lot of police friends, and them can't wait to vote out Andrew Wallace. I said, what you say? I said, what you say? I said, no say so, man. I was shocked. I have to tell you, I was shocked. But you know, God is good, God is great. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been on here almost 4 hours, but it was 4 hours well spent. In my next live, I'm gonna do some light stuff, more of really what is actually going on presently, and then my other live after that, I want to commit to going back to the budget, because in this time, like how the election is going to call, I want to reaffirm to the people and we have to remind ourselves about the commitment that the People's National Party made, the things that they said they're going to do. And of course, the manifesto is coming out soon. So I definitely want to do that before the manifesto comes out. And the manifesto is going to be an added thing to actually look into. Because we're going to deep dive in the manifesto, guys. We have to hold the government accountable that is in power, whoever they might be. So if they say they're going to do this, we are looking for them to do this. You said they was going to do this. How come I don't see this happening? What is going on? This is how we have to. We have to do this on a quarterly basis, or every 6 months. We have to check in and look and say, all right, where are we now? What is the progress? Go listen to the last part of Rattigan. You know, I was listening to it this morning, but I never reached the last part. Wow, thank you so much for that reference. Somebody, let me see. Somebody did send me one request. Let me see what it is. Let's see what it is. Yes. Hello? Hello? You're on Clive Worthing. Where I say? Clive, you're muted. Unmute yourself. I don't really did plan for do this, you know, so if you don't know talk about any live. Hello? Hello? Are you hearing me? First, they might mess up. Thanks for sharing the live. Thank you guys for getting me up to 22,000 likes. I appreciate that. Thank you guys for all of the gifts. Yeah, but I don't see anybody saying anything, so I'm gonna get up out of here. All right, you guys have a wonderful evening. Huh? Hello? Say that again. You enjoy the live? Say that again. We're not hearing you. Oh, I'm not here. Sorry. I have to go. G-Unit boss, big up. Thanks here. I have to go, yeah, man. Audience so well on this, so sorry about that. You guys have a wonderful evening and stay blessed. Alright? Big up. Oh, Sassy D. Get 6 new followers. Roses. Alright. Wait, I had 2K viewers on here? Oh man, that's what's up. I'm gonna go find a Rattigan thing. Reasoning with Rattigan. But they have any live on TikTok. I'm gonna do live TikTok, you know. Let's hear it for the boys. Let's hear it for the girls. Let's hear it for my ladies. Last part of Rattigan.
Denied charge in the primary. A legal ramification towards that.
Not previously declared and affects declaration years 2005-2006.
Mr. Rattigan, hold up in this one.
No. Okay. Money in a cash plus, you know. When the know.
Me can't take on Mr. Rattigan thing right now. That one next for our here. Thank you guys for watching. The word is love. I gotta get out of here, man. I gotta get myself together. When they say Sunday fun day, I gotta get myself together, man. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Thank you guys for the support on Bolo VNR clips and Bolo VNR 2.0. All right.